All right, we're live. Chatterbox 69. I feel like we don't have to go any further than that.
Yeah,
Like,
69, dude.
Like 69 and be like, we're done. That's it.
Yeah, that one speaks for itself, man.
Yeah, just 69 is just like a couple of minutes where we like brag about making it to 69 and then just fucking just sign off.
Yeah, that's all, folks. We're out of here.
That'd be terrible. That'd be terrible and glorious all at the same time. All right, let's see. Get the Twitter thing done. Pop out the chat where nobody will be. And we're all set.
They're gonna be all confused, man. They're like, "Hey, we usually ignore this guy at 10:30. Now we got to ignore him at 9."
Yeah, no, I ignore him at 9. Oh man, so fucking you know who Monday Matt is, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
I assume Monday Matt. He has been going hard at like Andy and his crew of idiots.
Yeah, it's been
on Twitter. Damn.
Yeah.
It has been entertaining to watch because, like, usually that dude is so fucking sanguine.
Right.
He's just like, I'm just going to chill. I'm not, not going to take any sides on anything. But lately he's just like, you know what, Andy? You're a fucking moron. It's like, wow. That cool off.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I hate when people put me in the place of having to defend someone I don't really like, but like, hey man, Jeff Holiday are saying that the internet blood sports shit somehow might have contributed to the fucking shooting.
Wait, are they saying that?
Yes, dude. Yes.
Wait. Monday and Matt and Jeff Holiday are saying that, or just Jeff Holiday?
Well, Jeff Holiday for sure. Monday and Matt's was kind of like, I don't know, like kind of alluding to it.
Oh, that's
if I remember
crazy.
Correctly.
Hey, Mad Metal Man, what's up, man? In the chat.
Yeah, let me search it out if I can.
That's fucking crazy. Like, who the fuck would think that? Like, look, man, I think that shit is dumb as fuck. But, like, people are going to watch it. They're going to enjoy it. Whatever. No big deal. I mean, it's just like, I'm not a fan of fucking sports on TV. People watch that shit. It doesn't bother me. But I don't sit and turn around and be like, you know what's contributing to fucking school shootings? Football. You can't just blame everything bad on something because you don't like that one thing.
It's pretty fucking ridiculous, dude.
Or condemn.
I can't believe you guys, fucking after watching the fucking SJWs, all them fucking, all that shit. Especially Matt, like he was in fucking Gamergate. He
was one of the originals. He was right there with Mr. Matoker when the whole thing was going on. They were two of the very first people to really address it in a big way.
Yeah.
In fact, I would go so far as to say that really made Monday and Matt who he is. Like that made his YouTube career.
And for him to fucking be claiming that shit, they're like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I think they're all
retarded.
You know what it feels to me? So like. There's also a story here where, and this I'll tie this in eventually. Like it's not really going off on a tangent as far as you might expect. But Jennifer Lawrence has announced that she's taking a year off to save democracy. She's going to work with this fucking whatever activist group, and they're going to save democracy. And
my God,
I think YouTube is almost the same. Sort of like fucking weird echo chambery feedback loop. It seems like it's creating that sort of same loop as the celebrities creates. That just makes people fucking crazy. After a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
some people can handle it, some people can't. But like, holy shit! So many of the people in the skeptic community apparently cannot. They just go fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, it's really bizarre to see them like there's no fucking like really this guy was totally fine and then he caught a fucking Warski scream, fucking Tonka Saw stream and went fucking nuts shooting. Like, dude, it's a ridiculous claim to make, dude. And I fucking, I hate Andy. I'm kind of ambivalent on Tonka. I know you hate him, but fucking.
I don't know.
I don't want to have to defend him.
I don't like him. I don't hate him. There's a big difference between not liking somebody and hating him.
Yeah. I gotcha. I think he's fucking just a fool. But fucking, yeah, it's just, I don't want to defend either of them. I don't want to be in a position to say they're right and fucking your dumbasses are wrong. I mean, like, how the...
I trying to fucking find it. Wrong about some things and right about other things. You know, I mean, Monday Matt and Jeff Holiday, I would agree that the blood sports are kind of dumb and kind of, I don't know, man. I saw, what was it? One of the things Monday and Matt quoted, and who knows how in context it was. So take it with a grain of salt, because maybe in the wider reference of beyond the 7 seconds he captured, it made more sense, or the person contradicted himself. But it was Andy Worski talking about, like, real debate is faggoty, and that's why people don't do what the blood sports stuff. And I was just like, what? Dude, come on now. That's just dumb. You can't just dismiss something because you're not smart enough to do it. That's just not very reasonable. that's why passive aggressive.
Oh my god. I'm trying to scroll through and fucking trying to find the one I was talking about, dude. Where Matt kind of alluded to the thing. Where the fuck are you?
Oh, with the where he might have said that the school shooting was because of fucking Kumite crap. That'd be fucking hilarious, dude. That is, like, on one hand though, like, I can see where they might get to the point where they just start to think everything is because of that, because fucking, good lord, Takasaw just harasses these people fucking constantly. Like him and his people just do not stop harassing them. Like, to a point where I would have blocked. I mean, I would have blocked him at this point. Like, it's been weeks of him being like, "You're a giant pussy. Fuck you, faggot. You're a hoe." Like, at a certain point, it's just like, all right, dude, you're too dumb to waste my time on. Like I've got better shit to do than fucking every time I open my Twitter to talk to my fans, because I'm clear I don't really have fans, but I'm pretending I'm Monday and Matt here.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's when you open your Twitter to interact with your fans and to get information out and to get information from people, you know, and all that kind of stuff. It's sort of almost a professional tool at that point. You know, you got better things to do than to sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, you're a hoe. All right, dude, I'm just gonna mute that guy because fuck that noise."
Yeah, no, they definitely fucking like to pile on, dude. Like they're scoring points with the blood gods or whatever.
Whatever fucking. Well, I think that's Tonka's channel. I unfollowed him on Twitter because I got kind of done with it, but I think that's his actual fucking Twitter handle now. Like it's still the same Twitter handle, but like the nickname is the Blood God or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how that happened, but that doesn't make him look better. That's almost like the "I don't have friends" thing. like it's a little weird and sad, man. A little weird and sad.
Yeah, I only have friends online. Yeah.
Oh man, that was weird.
God damn it, dude! He tweets a fucking lot.
Who, Monday and Matt?
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's like a professional tool. It's one of his ways to connect with people that watch his stuff. You know, I mean, I think when you have like Patreons and stuff, you really kind of have to court people's approval and continue to like gain their interest to get that direct like payment for stuff. It's almost like being a really good hooker. You know, I mean, like, if you're not giving a good enough blowjob every week, you're not getting paid. Like, you gotta do that.
I'm sorry. I'm fucking. All right, I'm gonna give up. But he is definitely fucking this idea that somehow the blood sports are fucking contributing to like the downfall of Western civilization.
It's no different than saying like video games make people violent or heavy metal is going to turn kids to worship the devil or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, Mad Metal in the chat doesn't mind Vamp Candy, but he's talking about like Tonka, Andy Matoker, JF, not a fan. Like, yeah, I would agree. Like Vamp Candy seems all right, but the rest of them, like, I don't like them. Do not like them.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Hate is too strong of a word because like hate is like that kind of active. Like you have to constantly be like thinking about that person,
you have to care enough.
Involved with them. Like there has to be. It's only it's thin line between love and hate. You know, it's like I try to be really.
Well, yeah, you have to care enough, dude, to hate.
Yeah. Well, I just try to be really on top of not hating people because there was when I was much younger, like in my fucking high school days, there were times when I would get like wrapped up in hating people, and then like it's just such a fucking caustic way to be.
Yeah.
Like.
No, I used to be able to hold grudges over any little fucking thing for months, fucking years at a time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then, finally at some point, I was like, why am I holding on to this shit? Like, this is fucking, you know, finally I got to the point where, you know, all right, if it's not fucking life and death, like, why am I worrying about it? You know, like, is this really important? You know, and hardly anything is. Hardly anything's worth getting that fucking worked up about. Exactly. But yeah, I was fucking shocked that they were trying to tie in. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are contributing to this with your silly little blood sports. You're fucking causing mass shootings. Again, they're not saying that directly, but again, they are kind of saying that, dude. It's fucking ridiculous.
If you want to say it's contributing to anything, I would say it's contributing to like the dumbing down of the skeptic community overall.
Yeah,
or again, like more and more people keep getting sort of wrapped up into it, and like the weird thing with the fucking debate that Sargon did. Who was it he debated? I forget who he debated. Fucking the race realist idiot. I forget who it was. I don't care who it was. Let's be honest. But Andy came on and was all like weird and angry and desperate. And I almost wonder if he wasn't trying to like get Sargon mad enough to go on to like do like a Kumite or like a stream on his channel and get like super off like.
Yeah, I almost hope so, because if not, if he was really that fucking upset over that, you promised, Sargon, you promised. Like, no, he really didn't. Yeah. That's the one you're talking about, right? Where fucking
yeah. I just was wondering. I mean, it made me think like maybe he was just trying to be like, you know.
Yeah, well, he's got to make sure he's got something every day. He's got to have fucking daily drama. So I would imagine he would. Again, they're manufacturing it to begin with. That's pretty obvious. You know, that's why we call them the Drum Factory or Drum Incorporated. That's what they fucking make.
Fair point.
They fucking, you know. So almost certainly. But yeah, it was a real stretch on that one. Like, I don't think anybody can objectively listen or you know, show what you're talking about and have that sound anything like a fucking promise. It's a really vague, like, when I get to it, or sure, sometime. Like, that's all. There's no fucking nothing resembling a promise there.
Yeah.
So, I would hope for Andy's sake that was just him trying to drum up drama, and he didn't really view it that way.
I'm wondering, it seems like they're kind of doing that. Oh, there's a bomb scare in Eugene, Oregon, by the way.
Tonight, oh, really?
Getting it with a robot. Clearing the local area. I was going to give like the details of what area, and then I realized nobody fucking cares. From what street is blocked, like we're the fucking news. Yeah, man. But it looks like I wonder if they'll blow it up. I hope they blow it up.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just barely getting around to checking out the chat. Yeah, even Van Candy's kind of annoying. But talking shit, Andy Medicare. Yeah, see, I like Medicare, dude, but again, it's the whole fucking dishonesty with the Kilroy thing really turned me off to him and really made me suspect of everything else I've watched of his that I didn't bother to check on myself. Like, is any of this shit really fucking true, or is he this fucking dishonest with everything?
That is a fair question. I don't know. Like, all the evidence, you kind of wonder at this point, like, is that just as spurious, just as half-assed? Oh, the bomb scare turned out to be nothing.
Yeah, of course.
I checked. I was just like, I better check, because I saw that like an hour or two ago, and I'm like, I better take a look.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody put a pressure cooker out on the street, so no wonder they thought it was like a bomb.
Oh, wow. That's nuts.
But it was determined to be safe.
Stenchever's got a good point. It says Medicare called Tonka a Spurg running a Jerry Springer morning zoo show. He's like, but when I said it, the shit was bad. Yeah, you got to be approved. If you're going to criticize, you've got to be one of the ones that is worthy to criticize.
Yeah.
Whatever their criteria is for that, you have to be in that fucking camp of, okay, that guy's cool enough to criticize me. And you got to do it in a certain way. You know, it's really bizarre, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. Spurg is really appropriate because, man, anytime I fucking like criticize or troll Tonka, he just goes off, and I'm fucking nobody. Like I'm not.
Well, no, he does.
Like so.
He'll do it with anybody. Like he would still to this day responds to Zephanorian's stupid shit.
Wait, are they still going at each other?
It happens occasionally, dude. I don't search it out, but I mean, I still do follow Tonka and them on Twitter, so it'll show up in my feed. I don't know how often it's happening because, again, I don't actually like go to his page to check, but I still at least occasionally see him responding. You know, anyone that has any fucking vision can see that. You know, Zephanorian's just fucking throwing shit out there because he wants to be talked about. It doesn't care if it's positive or negative. Well, he wants to be relevant on some level. You know,
I mean, I know this is way back, but it's sort of like the same thing as those people who were calling Styx a pedophile.
Well, right.
Like they were clearly just going around to any show that was bigger than theirs and calling him a pedophile in chat to try to get fucking attention.
Yeah.
Like it was really obvious.
Yeah, it's amazing that they still respond. You're like, dude, some shit you can just let go. Like,
I mean, because to be fair, like, so these people are saying that in the chat. The best response to that is just to not respond.
Mm-hmm.
Don't call. I mean, like, if somebody's just making random accusations that are like complete nonsense, and you have no reason to believe them. There's no other information coming from any other source. It's not like everybody in the chat's like, "Oh yeah, dude, that's totally legit."
Yeah, it's not like they're going, "Oh well, if Zeph said it, then it must be true." Yeah, you know, he has no fucking credibility. Why the fuck would you care what Zeph says?
Oh man, I'm waiting. That whole thing is like Zeph and Liz. That is going to blow up pretty big. I kind of feel like sooner or later there's going to be like police and fucking an ambulance and like
there's going to be some real life fucking craziness, dude. Yeah. God. Yeah, Satyr Cat's gonna end up fucking choking Zeph out, like choking Zeph to death or something.
Oh god, yeah. Oh man. Oh, for anybody that wonders, I pulled a muscle in my lower back earlier, so like the weird groaning is not anything other than just like it getting stretched the wrong way.
Yeah, don't listen to him. We all know what's going on here.
Not doing anything inappropriate here.
Yeah, something is definitely getting stretched. We get it, dude.
Well, yeah. Also, Stenchever or Mad Metal, either one of you guys, if you want on, let me know, and I'll throw you a link on Twitter, in the chat, or something like that.
Yeah, Stenchever, pretend we're the Red and Only channel, and come on.
Oh, did he go on the Red and Only channel? Oh, I'll have to go find it.
It was a while back. I don't know. I only caught like one or two of the streams. Yeah, do it, or a headset if you finally got a headset, Mad Metal Man. Come on and bullshit.
Let's see. Here, I'm gonna PM you the link, Mr. Mad Metal Man, and you can join if you want to, or not join if you don't want to. However you feel, sir. I should leave Twitter up in case Matt needs a link.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Where's Akinaro at, man? Are we too early for Akinaro?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know, because I think our normal starting is like his morning.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said I think we might actually be too early.
Yeah, he might still be asleep, dreaming away about little girls or whatever it is Akinaro dreams about.
His Lolicon fucking world. Yeah.
Did you hear that fucking
coming up?
Mueller indicted a bunch of fucking Russian people, like random fucking Russian nationals?
Dude, this is such a fucking grandstanding bullshit, dude. Am I right?
He spent millions of dollars in fucking like 2 years of people's time. If he didn't have something to show for it at the end of it, he'd be totally fucked.
Yeah. How many of these do you think he gets a conviction on, dude? Let's say they actually show up in. There's no fucking way,
extend
dude.
the freedom of speech to people who are visiting. Like we extend our for the most part our freedoms to anybody who's like has a visa in our country. You know, so it's like
exactly.
You know, there's
and even beyond that, like again, there's no way you're going to show that it fucking affected the election at all, or even that it was meant to. I think it was just trolling, straight up trolling, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of them shown, like the stuff that he's talking about has been shown to be after the election is already concluded. So I mean, it's just some fucking weird delusional shit going on.
Yeah, he's like, I got to pretend I did something worthwhile. Yeah.
Oh, 5 defendants are charged with aggravated identity theft. So the 5 that are charged with identity theft and 3 that are charged with to commit wire fraud and bank fraud, those might be convicted. But my thought is probably they had nothing to do with anything, any sort of like Trump propaganda or anything like that. It's probably completely unrelated. And they just
no collusion.
Found, and he was like, we need convictions. So they're like, we'll fucking throw these guys on the fucking sacrifice.
Yeah. We'll connect this to the fucking alleged Russia collusion, even though it really has nothing to do with it. But we'll get convictions on something totally unrelated, and we're going to link it in anyway.
And they're Russian, so it definitely, like, you know, then they can be like, well, we got the Russians.
Yeah,
like,
they're fucking
a couple of fucking, like, con men. A couple of con men.
You found a couple of con men that happened to be Russian, basically. Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, at least the FBI would actually have been doing, like, something close to their job at that point.
Yeah, it's really fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't see how you can be so ideologically fucking blind that you can watch that and go, oh, see, there was collusion. These guys. Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, we just found some random Russians, picked them up, and we're like, hey, these dudes they look what they did. Look what they did. They made him build the wall.
Right. And look at this they posted. This, you know, Trump would not have won if it weren't for these guys posting these after election day.
Well, even before, like, if they're putting up like pro propaganda on like fucking Facebook or Twitter or something, that's not really manipulating anything. Like,
it's ridiculous, dude. Yeah.
You know, and especially when you know that like both parties, Republicans and Democrats, probably had millions of bot accounts putting stuff out for both sides. I'm sure. Like, I'd be shocked if they didn't have at the very least thousands of bot accounts putting out, you know, regular propaganda kind of stuff.
Whatever these Russian guys were doing did not make a dent at all.
Yeah, I don't think that's very reasonable or realistic.
So it really does seem like it's okay. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if anything, it's insulting to like the average American's intelligence. You know, like that they're that easily swayed.
Right. Other people that'll believe it.
You vote Trump.
Oh man, but that's really what it looks like now that you mentioned the fucking wire fraud and all that. It's like you found some fucking criminals who happen to be Russian, and they happen to throw a few fucking anti-Hillary gifts out there. So we're gonna link that in somehow. You know, it's pretty fucking flimsy, dude.
Or maybe they liked a couple of posts that Trump made. It's like, well, you committed bank fraud, and while normally we would ignore that, you also were following Trump on Twitter.
Right.
And I'm afraid we're going to have to put you in jail, sir.
Right. Yeah, you're Russian. We got nothing else. You're really our best hope. So you're fucking getting busted.
Yeah. So my hope is the indictments don't really go anywhere as far as any actual collusion or defrauding of the government.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
Whatever other crimes were committed, I hope those get convicted and if they're actually guilty and punished for that, because criminals are criminal. Maybe they didn't do anything that Mueller said, but
it's fucking bullshit. And it's amazing some of the stuff they'll put out though, like that. Like, how did you expect this to be received? Like, you really think people aren't going to look? Well, I guess there are a lot of people that won't look into it. So I guess
there was a case not that long ago. What was it, in like Kansas or Nebraska? where a cop accused a Subway employee of spiking his drink with meth and marijuana. Because that's a normal thing for somebody to fucking throw in somebody's cup at the fucking fast food joint. And they told the press on the news, live on the fucking news, that they'd found it and it had proved, it had tested positive, and that they knew it had been done, and they already had all the evidence.
Wow.
They had nothing of this sort. They had no evidence whatsoever. And then the investigation eventually revealed that there was absolutely no chance that it had ever occurred.
So it was basically a guy that, he failed a cop that failed a drug test? So
probably, yeah. They failed the test for some meth and some fucking weed.
He's like, oh, that guy at the fucking station, he must have spiked my drink.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because that has happened before. I think there was like one case somewhere in the Midwest where like a cop got a burger with some weed in it. And pulled over and was like, look, I'm fucking high right now. Like, because he was apparently the only cop who'd never smoked weed before. And cops get busted for fucking doing drugs all the time.
Yeah.
It's not surprising. And they just go through rehab. That's all that happens usually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not surprising. That's a fucking high stress job, dude. I can't find that surprising that they would occasionally fall victim to that shit.
What I find really shocking is how gung-ho, dead set they are on anybody who does drugs going to jail, when so many of them do drugs and never get anything more than rehab.
Yeah.
And they're like totally cool with that. Like, they don't see the fucking disconnect between like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
Maybe that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Like, oh no, but I'm special. I'm okay. I'm a cop. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, it's the same thing with you remember, I think I brought this up before, but Rush Limbaugh did the same shit when he got busted for his little OxyContin ring with his maid or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, instead of fucking, saying, oh wow, okay, this happened to me too, okay, I'm an addict or whatever. He doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on the bullshit and fucking went even harder at fucking people that use drugs, dude. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that dude is crazy. Hey, man, Metal Man.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, thanks for coming on finally, man. Just good shit.
Hey, man, you finally caught me when I'm not at work.
Yeah, right on, dude.
Wait, what's work? Is that what normal people do as a job?
I think so. I don't know. I can't remember anymore. I spend most of my day just staring at catalogs, so.
That's not too bad. That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
It would be a lot cooler if I didn't have people constantly telling me what I need to have in my store for them.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God. Or you get the experts that don't actually do it, but know what you should do.
This is the current trending item. You really need to have it in your store.
No, I don't.
Oh, you're talking about vendors? Like vendors trying to push shit on you to carry in your stores?
Vendors, customers, people that just will not take no for an answer.
Yeah. They're like, hey, I want it, so everyone must want it.
Yeah, just because you want it doesn't mean everybody else does that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I don't carry fucking meth pipes.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Damn.
Again, well, what is it? There's a lot of that. Like, a lot of the people that'll suggest that shit won't even buy it.
They're just like, you don't have it, so I'm gonna bitch about you not having it, even though I don't want it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there'd be a lot of that shit would happen to YouTubers who'd make like T-shirts that people would go, oh, that sounds great, but then nobody buy it.
Right.
So they'd be stuck with like 1,000 fucking shirts that no one wants.
Hence the reason why I haven't done any shirts or haven't put out any CDs or anything like that. It's like, yeah, nobody's going to want to buy this shit, even though people keep telling me, oh man, I'm going to buy it. No, the fuck you're not.
Right. I totally buy that. And then you're like, nah, you wouldn't.
You're not going to buy it because you don't know who I am. Therefore, if it had some sort of actual monetary value, I'm sure they would. And then turn around and sell it on eBay.
Oh, of course. Yeah, eBay. Well, isn't that like the one thing that like half the celebrities that won't fucking sign anything for free, like site is like, well, they're just going to sell it on eBay.
Right.
Yeah, I got that. I got that response from the secondary guitarist from Machine Head about 10 years ago, went and saw them, and I was asking him if he would be willing to sign my jacket, because I've for about the past 20 years I've worn dusters or really long coats. Yeah, Columbine time was fun for me. But yeah, it's like he signed my jacket, and then he was like, so when can I expect this on eBay? And it's like, dude, no, this is going in my closet. It's now officially retired.
Right.
No, this is a keepsake for me. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nuts, dude.
I feel bad for him though, because at a certain point, like, how many times has this dude seen like all these things he signed on eBay and been like, that was a moment, man. I had a moment with that person.
Yeah, and that person was just cashing in. Yeah, it's got to get fucking disillusioning really quick.
Well, and I know people that have gotten rid of signed memorabilia, and they really didn't want to, but they were in a tough spot, and that's the only way they could make money. So it's one of those things of, you know, you can never tell. One person might keep it, one person might want to keep it and just can't.
Yeah. If it's somebody that's in a fucked up financial spot, that's a little different. But there are a lot of people that will literally just get the autographs just for the sole purpose of turning around and selling it. That's pretty fucked up.
Oh yeah. Well, there was you guys remember that the show where they would do it was like in Vegas, the store where you sell stuff, you get loans on it.
Pawn Stars. Pawn Stars.
Yeah. Pawn Stars. So the pawn shop thing. And some guy came in with an autograph. I forget who the autograph was for, but the owner happened to know that person. And so the celebrity came in and actually bought it back himself.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Because he was like, look, if you really need the money, I'll buy it from you myself.
That's pretty cool.
And it was just like, wow, that's fucking intense. Because you could tell the dude really didn't want to part with it.
Yeah.
I guess he felt a little bit better that it was actually going to the celebrity as opposed to just some random,
Yeah. Although he could have fucking just gave him the money and let him keep it. Like, what the fuck is the celebrity going to do with it?
I don't know.
His own autograph.
And I was going to say, think about the publicity you would get off that. Like, you helped somebody out. Oh, wow, you're the newest, nicest guy in Hollywood.
Oh, but think of how many people are going to ask you for money after that.
Yeah.
This is true.
Every single person you talk to is going to be like, my kid is dying of cancer.
Yeah. Although that's probably going on anyway. You know what I mean? Anybody that's remotely wealthy.
Well, even the comedians like Joe Rogan and stuff, the guys that are big but not superstar big, they still get a ton of people who all want to be like, hey, let's open a car wash. Let me show you this script that I've been writing. How about this show? Can you show it to your friend? And all that kind of nonsense happens.
Yeah.
So
they're
sure.
constantly being hit up for shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with this. Damn it! Never mind. I'm done.
I've got a great investment opportunity for you, Rogan.
Well, I've done some small acting jobs here and there, and I was actually asked by one of the directors to go to a convention dressed as my zombie character and actually sign things. And it was weird to see how many people would walk up and get the autograph, and then I could hear, there was one in particular I heard as he was walking off, man, I hope that dude becomes famous. This is going to be worth millions.
Damn, dude.
Fucking really, dude? I'm just some poor schlub that lives out in Texas, man.
Oh yeah, but Texas isn't. What's his name? Robert Rodriguez, I believe it is. A famous director, does a lot of stuff out in Austin area.
Yeah, he lives about maybe 23 miles away from me.
Yeah. So there's a lot of filming and stuff that goes on down in that area, as far as I know. And they're super friendly to people that are filming too.
Generally, yeah. There's not as many permits that you have to go through. Where in places like California and New York, you have, you can't even film in the back alley where nobody's paying attention unless you have a permit.
Yeah. Oh, and you probably got to find out who owns the property and increase their plum as well.
Yep. Where here it's like, oh shit, you want to shoot at my shop? All right, here, let me put a couple of things away, make it look nice. All right, come on in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Although
go ahead.
I was going to say, although I'm sure I'm not going to receive the same kind of love for my next project since I'm going to be playing a Nazi.
Yeah. Well, there is a certain segment of the population, dude, that will absolutely adore you.
Well, if it was anywhere but Austin, Texas area, you'd probably be like, good to go.
I'm just kind of worried, current political climate. It's like, yeah, even though the story's fantastical, and it's not even supposed to be remotely close to reality. I'm going to be in Austin in full Nazi getup at some point. And I'm already 6'2" and bald and very German looking. So this is already bad for me.
God damn, dude.
We had a genuine white supremacist at one of the programs I worked for. And I will every so often just shave my head because I'm cheap. And I don't like getting haircuts. I'll just shave my head every it gets about a half-inch long. I'll just shave my head. And I did that, and this dude apparently thought I was part of the fucking Klan, and he just like, hey, let me tell you all my super racist, not really funny jokes.
Damn, dude.
At 2 in the fucking morning. It was great.
You shaved your head. You must be one of us.
Yeah, no, it was not a good time.
Yeah. Dude, I used to work in the spot down in South Phoenix that was like a, let's say a very ethnic spot. Pretty rough little neighborhood, and it was like a Safeway that had a police substation in it, which I'd never seen anywhere before. Right? Like there was actually a fucking little substation. Yeah, right.
The police have to set up a station in the grocery store.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, right? I've never seen that. But basically, I did again same thing. I can't remember the last time I paid for a haircut. Same thing. I'll just shave it. During the winter I'll let it grow out, but summer I'll shave it constantly. But summertime, so my head was shaved. And yeah, fucking like a black dude comes by. He's like, "What the hell? They got a skinhead working in the ghetto for?" I was like, damn, dude. Like legitimately worried. Like, holy shit, dude, they're gonna fucking lynch me or something.
It's like, no, dude, I just shaved my head. As it turns out, my haircut does not dictate my politics.
Yeah, dude. It dictates that it's 120 degrees outside.
Well, in my case, it's male pattern baldness. So, I mean, seriously, is that what makes you a white supremacist now?
Right.
Oh, man. Oh, I know a dude that had
your genes are racist.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know if you guys know what alopecia is, but I always felt bad for that dude. He didn't even have eyebrows. Like, not any hair on his entire body.
Wow.
He looked like a weird, creepy old man, but he wasn't. Like old or anything, just because he had no hair and all that. I'm like, is that dude a racist? Like he was born without the ability to grow hair. Right. He's not the Klan member.
Well, it's like I know a girl like that, and she's paler than I am.
Oh yeah, he was super pale. Yeah.
Well, it sounds racist.
That actually sounds kind of hot. I'll be honest.
Honestly, she's fucking gorgeous. Without hair, she's fucking gorgeous. It's creepy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, if I'm being honest, that does sound kind of odd.
Yeah, not so much the guy probably, but yeah, fucking the chicks, it does sound pretty hot.
Well, and some girls can pull it off, some girls can't, but she's one of those that she's got like the classic like model good looks where she's got like the chin that comes to the point and like good symmetry to her head, and she just so happened to have alopecia, so like only one little patch grows, and she's like, fuck that, why am I going to keep that around?
Yeah, you might as well just shave that off. Yeah,
just keep keep what you got if you have enough to actually make something out of it. If not, just shave the fuck out of it. Who cares?
Well, I mean, I knew a hippie chick a long time ago. He was a friend of like my friend's girlfriend or whatever, who didn't shave anything, and she had like super thick, like because she was like Greek or something, super thick black hair.
Oh, geez.
And it looked weird at first, but after a while, it just looked normal. See like a chick walking around with like hair on her legs and stuff. It was just like, oh wow, that's really weird the first time I saw her, but then you kind of get used to it. And you're like, oh no, doesn't really look that bad, to be honest.
It's just like I don't know. It's like maybe I could get past hair as long as they're built in a feminine fashion and they don't look. It's the ones that are. That's kind of my contention with like the female bodybuilders. It's like, yeah, you're hot. You're hot, even building up. You're hot to a point, and then you hit that, you pass that threshold, and it's just like, I might as well go find Bob or John if I'm going to sleep with you.
Yeah,
yeah.
Did you start to look like dudes?
Mm.
Dudes
Yeah,
with
the one I always
like bubbles on their chest.
The ones I always had an issue with was the for some reason the armpit hair bugged me more than anything on a chick. Because I remember this one chick at I think it was one of my friends' work, dude. It literally like just a huge amount of just a big shock of fucking armpit hair, dude. And she looked all right other than that. Like she had like short hair, like dark hair, whatever. She was cute, but like I could not get past how much fucking armpit hair she had, dude. Like it was way more than I have. So I was like, fuck that, dude. I cannot get past that.
Well, anybody has more than I do. I don't grow very much at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I don't really have much either. So, but still, like hers. Yeah, hers was more than most dudes I know. I guess I should say.
Yeah, I can go super long without showering before people start to realize, like, oh, damn, you smell.
Mm. No, they realize, dude. They just don't tell you until you get really.
No, nobody knows.
Just kidding. God damn.
Or in Austin, they just think that you're going all natural.
Right,
True. You know what? That's to be fair. I do live in California. They might notice. They might just think I'm a hippie.
Yeah, just throw a little patchouli on, dude, to match it. You're fine.
I could be. All this fucking time, I could have been operating under like a false assumption just based on that, not realizing. Nope.
Yeah.
Just in California.
No. It kind of here. It kind of depends on where in California you are, because I mean, in certain spots, yeah, you're going to be fine. Then you go into places like LA and shit like that, and people are going to start being like, "Oh, you're gross."
I'm maybe like an hour out of San Francisco.
Yeah, Northern California, you're fine.
Yeah. So I used to work as a bagger at like Safeway, and the number of hippie chicks that would come through on a regular basis with like fucking wife beaters on and no bra, so you could just see their tits, was just ridiculous. It was like every day you're like, am I in a club or a grocery store? This is getting weird.
So was it hot or was it kind of gross with the fucking hair and shit?
I don't know, man. I mean, tits are awesome pretty much anytime. So
right.
I mean,
this is true.
I was like fucking 19, 20 years old. So like add that into the mix and I didn't give a good goddamn. It could have been Jabba the fucking Hutt or like fucking Chewbacca coming in and I'd be like, ooh, tits.
Ignore all the rest, dude. It's just eye candy.
Yeah, pretty much.
That reminds me. I used to work. Actually, it was still Verizon. They got the kiosks inside of Safeways. There was one here in Tempe at Broadway and Rural, which is like basically a couple blocks away from ASU, from the campus. And dude, it was literally like every 5 fucking minutes, dude, you would see like a chick. You're like, that might be the hottest chick I've ever seen in my fucking life. And 5 minutes later, same fucking thing, dude. Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous, dude. How fucking hot the chicks at ASU are, man. Yeah, missed that job.
Yeah, there's certain jobs that I miss.
Oh, what you gotta do? Share, sir.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's see. Probably okay. For those that don't know, I'm like 6'2". I'm skinny as a rail. I'm goth. Lots of piercings, tattoos, and shit. Heavily into metal and all that crap. But I used to work over at, surprise, surprise, a Spirits Halloween store. And oh man, for a month there, like that was fucking glorious. Every goth girl from at least 3 miles around would show up, and it's like, where the fuck are you people hiding? Because I never see you day or night. And okay, I just have to work at a Halloween store. And yeah, it was just like that. It's like, oh wow, she's gorgeous. Damn. Oh fuck, she's even better. Holy shit, look at that one.
Like, damn it, where are you bitches hiding, dude? The rest of the year.
And coming up to me getting all flirty and shit. Like, what? Where were you like 3 months ago when I was looking for someone?
Right.
Oh, it's always when you're not. Yeah, it's always when you're not that everybody's always on you.
Yeah, just a constant parade.
Smell it.
Damn you, women's.
Oh, what was it? Do either of you guys know what Rooster Teeth is?
Yeah, I know what Rooster Teeth is.
Yeah, you've talked about it. Yeah.
So one of the guys there, Gavin, He's got a girlfriend who's also big on the internet, Megan Turney, I think it is. Does like a lot of like fucking, like the cock tease modeling. Like she does everything but take her clothes off to like get money essentially.
Oh yeah.
Some dude apparently got super obsessed with her, found their house, and broke in to kill Gavin.
Wow!
While they were both there.
Jesus,
and they hid in the closet, called the police. Police showed up, killed the guy because he fucking pulled a gun on him or something like that, and so they had to shoot him. And it's Texas, even if it is Austin, it's still fucking Texas.
Yeah, I heard about this.
That's fucking
I was just
nuts.
thinking, like, that's fucking scary shit. Like, man, I can't even imagine.
And man, there is a reason why I have a firearm in each room. Like, you may not know where it is, you may not know what it is, but I have a firearm in each room just in case some shit like that happens.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to be that far.
People are fucking crazy and nobody wants to talk about it anymore. No one wants to address the problem, so instead of addressing it, you got a fucking 1,000 lunatics running around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we've talked about it here too before, right? Like, dude, the mental health thing is a much bigger part of all this shit than anything about fucking gun control or any of that bullshit. And yeah, they fucking barely, if they mention it at all, dude, it's just barely mentioned.
Didn't that kid in Florida like actively seek help on multiple occasions and not get it?
I haven't heard that much about it, but go ahead.
I was going to say I've kind of been staying. I'm going to stay away from that until more information comes out. Sympathies to the families, but outside of that, I'm not giving any opinion on the dude whatsoever. I just because it's always like this. Instead of reporting the news, we get 1,000 little factoids that we can never actually connect the dots to. And hell, there was that white supremacist shit that they were talking about that's pretty much been debunked now.
Yeah, no, the police themselves actually announced that they found no connection between him and any white supremacy group.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is
that in the front page. So
yeah, based on the ideology, they're gonna fucking say it was the other guys. That's fucking bullshit. No information.
Yeah. Kind of going back to that thing, that I said to you guys the other day. It's like what the fuck happened to journalistic integrity? Where the hell are the Cronkites of this generation? I think when you're looking at someone like Philip DeFranco is the closest thing to like actual reporting integrity that a majority that a lot of people see. I can't even say a majority. A lot of people do see.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's
objectivity.
That's the closest we can come.
Yeah, objectivity is not even attempted.
Six and Hammer probably the most objective like commentator on the news. And he makes his living like like interpreting and rewriting fucking books on witchcraft.
Right. Yeah, a bunch of occult literature remakes or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, he at least attempts it. I think Matt Christensen's pretty good about trying to stay objective. Not many. Almost all.
Like 18 school shootings this year, like bullshit that was out in the press for however long.
Oh yeah, they counted like 2 of them were suicides, and one of them was a suicide at a school that wasn't even open anymore. But they throw that into that 18 number. Yeah.
Something like 12 of them have been debunked, I think. It's only like 6 and then the Florida thing.
Yeah, 6, 8, somewhere in there, but it's still too many. But it's not 18, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. More than half of them were bullshit.
And it's this constant obfuscation of facts that is the biggest problem here. Everybody just wants to throw out these murky, watery facts that could apply to anything or anyone. And we never get any full answers. Fuck, did we ever get any answers on the Las Vegas thing? No.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
It's like, did we ever get any? What about Elliot Rodgers? How much did we actually learn about him? We hit a certain point and then just stopped. Oh no, that must have been the reason.
They just throw out so much stuff from so many different sources that nobody knows who to fucking believe, and I think that's intentional.
Yeah, exactly. They never come up with a definitive, like, finally, okay, this is what ended up happening. Like that, there's never like a specific thing comes out from any of them. That says, okay, this is what it looks like in the end. It's just a bunch of bullshit that they throw out constantly.
And honestly, that's the thing that bugs me the most. Fuck, I don't even watch TV anymore. I am so far behind on TV shows, news. Holy shit!
That's why I have Netflix, man. I have Netflix so I can watch like the TV shows that are worth watching, because sooner or later they'll all end up on there. But I don't have to watch any of the news or any of the bullshit that goes along with it. I can just enjoy the TV show itself. So it's like, but even then you still have to watch out, because some of the stuff is super fucking political, and you're like, oh fucking Christ.
Yeah, especially the comic specials now, man. Like the comedian specials, like these fuckers are so fucking politically and ideologically driven. Like, dude, go back to just trying to be funny. Like, that's what you're really good at. Stop with the political shit.
Look, dick and fart jokes are awesome.
Right. Like, I watched Chris Rock just came out with one, and most of that show was bullshit. I'm like, dude, you're way funnier than this. What the fuck are you doing?
You have a whole thing about like just go kill some white kids or some crazy racist shit.
I wouldn't be surprised, dude. But yeah, you think about the shit he's done in the past, like the fucking Bring the Pain, or even the Bigger and Blacker. Like, it's fucking hilarious shit. And I was watching this, like, dude, you put any effort into this shit? Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
There's also like Dave Chappelle came out with his new specials, and those were fucking epic.
Fucking A.
No, those were actually pretty good.
Yeah, and he's still kind of doing it, dude. Yeah.
And he managed to stay pretty much apolitical on that. Yeah, there was some things he went into, but
yeah, compared to others, honestly, there was nothing.
And that's kind of been my biggest bitch with comedy specials. It's like, man, I don't give a fuck what your political opinion is, but when you're trying to turn yourself into some sort of political commentator instead of a comedian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was watching.
Your goal should be fucking being funny primarily, way over anything else.
Absolutely. Do you guys know who Bert Kreischer is?
Oh yeah, that fucking lunatic.
Kreischer, Owen Benjamin. Owen Benjamin is super political, but he's a comedian. He's still pretty funny, but it was interesting listening to them talk, because they don't really have the same politics at all.
Right.
In a lot of cases, and they were both sitting there going like, no, the whole point of when you're up on the stage is to be funny. Like, you're not there to convince anybody of anything.
Yeah, you're not there to preach.
Exactly. And they were like, you lose half your audience if you start going too political in one direction or another, or if you're dishonest. It becomes really obvious.
Yeah, but no, I saw it a lot. Like the Patton Oswalt's last special. Patton Oswalt was my favorite comedian for a fucking good 2 fucking decades, dude. And fucking this special, it was painful to watch, dude, because it's just not funny, dude. It's again a bunch of ideological bullshit. But again, stuff like his My Weakness is Strong, and some of the other ones that he's done are fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, well,
and now to watch him do this, like, you're supposed to be getting better. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be getting fucking worse.
He was a lot of fun in Justified, the TV series.
Right.
An actor.
Hold on a second, guys. All right, hold on.
Oh, I'm on my own now. Let's see here. Oh, there's a fucking transgender high school wrestler chick who's on testosterone and somehow managed to magically win like all her fucking matches.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah. Well, from what I understand, that person did not want to wrestle girls, right? It's a dude, a guy again, born a male, transitioning to female, right?
No, born a female, transitioning to male.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so she's taking a lot of testosterone. That's probably why she's.
Oh, she's still wrestling females, though, right? Because it's based on the birth certificate, right?
But he's still between 112 and 117 pounds. So when he goes to wrestle men, he's going to get fucking canned.
Right. But he's still wrestling.
I don't know that they're going to find anybody small enough to be like he's going to have to go in the smallest weight class, but it's not going to be. Like I think it'll be 140, 150 or something, like featherweight. He's gonna be wrestling people with 30 pounds on him.
Yeah, but again, he's taking the testosterone, but still wrestling women at this point, right?
Yeah, which is incredibly dishonest, man. Like, you're taking fucking steroids and wrestling. anybody.
But from what I understood, and maybe I'm wrong, but like that kid wants to wrestle guys, right?
Yeah, but they're still wrestling girls while taking testosterone. Like you could choose to wait until that point.
Yeah, this is true. Like you could just practice or whatever and not actually participate in the matches. And a lot of the official matches. A lot of parents of the other girls are like, I'm not going to have him wrestle this person that's taking fucking testosterone. Like, my daughter's going to get fucking hurt. Like, I'm not going to have him wrestling against him. Oh, I wouldn't either, man. Yeah, it's scary, man.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That is an interesting point. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, you don't have to fucking, as badly as you might enjoy wrestling, if you know you have that advantage, you can just not fucking compete until...
Yeah, just let it go for a little while. Do the practice, do unofficial matches, do whatever it takes. Although to be fair, I guess like if that's what you're doing to get into college, because there's like apparently being educated has nothing to do with getting into college now. It's all about fucking race and sports, and shit. So then you got to keep up with the fucking matches. So I guess I understand from that perspective, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's just so silly. Like, don't take the testosterone until you're in a position where you can actually not be, potentially injuring a bunch of other people that may or may not realize when they get into this match that they're wrestling against somebody with a huge fucking edge.
Yeah. No, that's when dude, just common sense. Like, ignore your fucking ideological fucking impulses and just choose common sense. It's not a good idea. That's a huge fucking advantage. Whether you're male or female.
And the other thing that worries me is, like, is she just going to get fucking destroyed the second she starts wrestling against dudes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really depends on how much the testosterone is going to affect her. Like, is it going to get her bulked up to similar to the way a guy is? Yeah, I don't know, flyweight or whatever. I know, like, for boxers, it goes way down. Like, because they had, like, Michael Carvajal, who's from Phoenix. Like, he was a champion at, like, the flyweight, where it was only, like, 112 pounds, dude. And that's boxing. It's not boxing. It's not wrestling. But, yeah, he was only, like, a little over 100 pounds.
It goes down to 119 pounds.
Yeah. Right.
Freestyle goes down to 119 pounds. Greco-Roman goes to 130. And then female wrestling goes to 105.
Yeah, light flyweight, no more than 108 pounds. That's the slowest one for Olympic style boxing, at least. Yeah.
Well, boxing is the one I'm talking about. That was specifically because she's it is between 112 and 117 pounds.
Gotcha.
So the lowest weight class is 119. So she is probably still going to be outclassed a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka, I don't know, fucking whatever you call it.
Yeah. Well, if they're still growing, then they're fucking, pretty quickly. I assume they're going to get into the range where they're at least that much weight.
Well, this is like a high school student. They're not necessarily still going to get that much bigger, to be honest. One of my cousins transitioned female to male, and he's still super tiny. Like, he did not get bigger by taking testosterone at all.
Not even bulky. I thought he would at least get bulkier. That's weird.
It doesn't work that way. Like, biology isn't that easily fooled. You can't just like take some hormones and boom, you're a dude.
Right. Boom, I expected at least a little bulking up, man.
Because when men transition the other way, the hormones tend to give them a little bit of boobs, and they almost always get implants to make it more apparent. People think that the hormones have more of an effect than they actually do.
No, gotcha.
Because I think most guys that transition to women get implants, and that actually makes them look more feminine. But normally the hormones won't grow like full-size breasts. You'd have like little tiny A cups, like little bumps that look more effeminate than most dudes. You'd essentially look like you had bitch tits.
Right.
more accurate.
Yeah.
And so that's an unfortunate reality. Like, I'm sure, like, eventually, like, you know, who knows, man? Maybe they'll get nanobots and they'll fucking rebuild you from the ground up with, you know, fully working
like
uterus and fucking unicorn horns and fucking cat fur and shit like that, you know.
Yep, it's just a matter of time.
You know, it's
turn
like
into a dolphin guy. Like, what's his name on fucking? There's a South Park episode where they did a thing on that.
Oh yeah,
one of the dude's dads wanted to be a fucking dolphin, so you fucking turned him into a dolphin guy. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, sorry, stretching out my back. Oh,
right. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Yeah. Gotcha.
It says, I know what it sounds like. Oh, God, I really hope my back is feeling better tomorrow. I gotta fucking do all sorts of shit.
Eesh. Yeah, you know what's good for that? Heroin. You don't feel like goddamn thing.
Yeah, I was thinking like an ice pack or a heat pack.
Yeah, I guess if you want to just feel better
you know, for a couple hours, just like an ice pack, and then a little heat after that would probably be good.
All right. Hey, he's back. Welcome back, sir.
Can you hear me?
Oh shit, that's really low. Can you hear him? Because I'm barely hearing something.
Oh, I'm not hearing him at all.
Yeah, I can't make out what you're saying, Mad Metal. I can hear your voice barely, but I cannot hear what you're saying.
See, I can crank him all the way to the top on the.
Nah, I fell back off, dude.
Oh well.
Yeah, no, I could barely hear like a tiny little noise. Like I could kind of recognize his voice, but I could not hear what he was saying at all.
Yeah, well, Hangouts is a pain in the butt.
Right.
I really should figure out how to stream through like OBS so that we can all be on Skype and just do it a lot easier with a little better connections and you know overlays and shit. I'm gonna try to figure that out because eventually, if we do a VR chat version of the Hangout, like with everybody,
yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to if I want to stream it live. I mean, I can record it through OBS. That's no problem. That's super fucking easy. But if I want to
actually do it
live, I gotta figure that out. And I was saving that we have a story. So if he manages to get back on, I've got a story for him that he might enjoy.
All right, let's see what happens.
Oh, did you hear the fucking courts upheld Demore's firing?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, they fucking upheld it, which is absurd.
Yeah, it is fucking crazy. Mad Metal, you there?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tiny low, but nothing like it was before. I can definitely make out what you're saying. Yeah.
Now I just need to figure out what the problem is with you guys coming through the speakers and not the interface.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Man. But the crazy thing with Demore is, you hear all these fucking idiots like Molyneux and all this shit. Not that Molyneux is necessarily an idiot. That's not fair. But you hear this sort of idiotic people saying, well, they fired him for stating facts and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's not what concerns me. What concerns me, they specifically asked him, as well as everybody else who was at that training, to give them the feedback that he gave them. Yeah. So he literally followed the directions he was given by his fucking employer, and they fired him for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what concerns me. That was upheld. That's not okay.
Fucking amazing, dude. All right, like this is what you asked for. If you wanted me to fucking lie and you wanted me to fucking just tell you what you wanted to hear, you fucking could have said that.
Well, and then that's the thing. You should never be allowed to fire your employee for doing what you told them to do. That is a big problem, and that should never have fucking gotten through the labor board. That should have been, because really nothing else matters. People were upset by what he said. They felt endangered. Doesn't fucking matter. That's completely immaterial.
Yeah.
He was asked to do that by his employer, and he followed their instructions and was fired for following instructions. That's the issue that really comes into.
He responded in good faith, and they essentially responded in bad faith.
Yeah, and that's the part that really concerns me. And I wish more people were paying attention to that, because that's really not a good trend. And I believe it's in California. So there's just more problems in my state. God damn it! Why is my state so bad?
Right. How we doing, Mad Metal Man? Where are we at?
Okay, well, you're actually in my headphones now. Now, question is am I at least at a decent volume, or do I need to be up louder?
I cranked you all the way in the Hangouts, so you're a little quiet, but we can hear you.
Yeah.
It's working. I've got 3 volumes I'm working with here. That's part of the reason why it's a little fucked up at the moment. I had to I had to switch to an old interface because the one that I was using was giving me glitches.
Oh wow! So you're like actually professional.
I try. now, granted, I'm not using the like $300 one that I've got sitting next to me. That one's attached to the desktop that never goes online. So, but yeah, no, I've got a pretty nice little setup here. A big 16-channel mixing board, brand new computer. I've been buying plugins and testing out free ones for a few years. So I've got, I think I checked it yesterday. I've got like 90 gigs worth of plugins right now.
Wow, nice.
And I still have yet to release anything, but that's okay. Music is coming. I swear to God, it is.
I might have a terabyte of porn on my computer. It's not the same thing, really. But...
See, I only got like 300 gigs of porn. So.
Well, there's so much free stuff on the internet, but you know,
there's so many downloads.
You gotta download it and edit out the bad parts. You know.
I just stream it on my phone and masturbate to it, and I'm done. I don't download any of it.
I'm fucking. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I actually collect old exploitation and XXX features. So I have things like The Devil and Miss Jones and.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I refuse to buy Dogfucker. Some of the Linda Lovelace stuff I'm just not going to get into.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not even for posterity.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Although there are some times that I have ones that I like to watch that I assume is just going to be there forever, and then I can't find it. That's a little disappointing, but that's pretty rare.
It depends on what you're looking for. There's actually companies that are going out and re-releasing the old ones. I actually managed to get a hold of a Blu-ray copy of Succula, which if no one's ever seen it, please don't watch it. It's not worth it for the storyline, not the porn. It's terrible. The only good redeeming quality is I can never remember his name, but have you guys seen They Live?
Oh yeah, with Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've heard about that, but I haven't seen that yet.
Well, there's the homeless guy that they meet up with, the kind of grungy looking one that shows up later on the aliens ship. That he's dressed all nice and everything. He makes the comment of, "It's nice to see you boys came around."
All right.
He actually plays the newscaster in Succula, and it is by far the funniest fucking thing I've seen in a long time.
Nice. Yeah.
There's points to collecting some of this stuff, but it kind of depends on what you're looking for as to what you'll be able to find. If there's ever anything like as far as exploitation, horror, or you know, like the older, more obscure porn stuff, like if you're looking for it, let me know. And that pretty much goes for anybody. My DMs are open. Hit me up if you want to know anything. I can probably find it for you.
The porn hookup.
Yeah, the classic, dude. The fucking classy stuff. Yeah, see, for me, I've never really gotten into the historical or the storylines and that. Generally, when I'm interacting with porn, it's so I can masturbate until I come.
Oh, but there's some
fucking, that's the general point of it. But
amazing. What do you call it? Like fake movie porn. Like I used to download a lot of movies before. Yeah.
You're talking about the parody ones, or it's like making fun
some
of
of them
Harry
are
Potter,
parodies, and some of them are parodies with like just genre parodies.
Right.
Like I accidentally got one called Camp Cuddly Pine's Power Tool Massacre because I thought it was genuinely like a really bad horror movie. Until like the triple fucking X scene started, and I'm like, oh wow, no, that's just a porno.
Yeah, actually, that one was pretty funny. I think that's the one that you had mentioned before, and I was watching it. Yeah, that one was actually pretty funny.
But they got tons of that shit.
Is it an actual porn, or is it a movie with porn spliced into it, kind of like the old Caligula?
Oh no, it's an actual porn.
Oh, okay.
It's like they're really bad acting, but somebody wrote a fucking script and they like do like these little maybe 2 or 3 minute scenes, and then they fuck for like half an hour, and then there's like another 2 or 3 minute scene, and the 2 or 3 minute scenes are fucking hilarious.
That was pretty funny. It's kind of like a general Friday the 13th spoof, right? I mean,
yeah, essentially,
that's the kind of way I looked at it. Okay, yeah, it's pretty funny.
In that case, you should watch. What is it? Porno Holocaust.
Yeah, I'll give that a shot.
What you think? You can find reviews of it on YouTube. It's pretty funny. Yeah, but those are actually fun to watch. I shouldn't say I only watch shit just to masturbate. If it's something funny like that, I'll fucking watch it. Even if it's porn.
Well, the parodies are great. Like, there's a Scooby-Doo parody porn that's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, Jesus. I can imagine.
What do you call it? What's that shit that... the fucking pirate movies?
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah. There's some of that, like, parodies of that out there.
Oh, there's the Star Wars one.
Oh, I haven't seen the Star Wars one. I got to check that out.
Have you seen the Ninja Turtles one?
Oh, wow. No,
my God, I didn't know there was.
That sounds amazing, though.
No, 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a thing.
10-inch Ninja Turtles.
That is fucking amazing. Dude, the fucking... I'm a big fan of puns, so the titles alone are just fucking magic to me, dude.
I saw the Grinch one. Dude. Where like fucking Cindy Lou Who is banging the Grinch. Like I saw that scene. That shit was hilarious. And there's this scene in there where Cindy Lou Who's parents are banging, and so they go down the stairs, still banging down the stairs, which is impressive as all hell. And they come downstairs still fucking to be like, no, that's not how you do it.
God damn, dude.
I'm gonna have to go back and review this.
It's fucking so depraved. I don't know if you can find the whole thing, but you can definitely find some of the scenes and like watch those and shit. I forget what it's called, but it's like the Grinch parody porn or something.
Oh,
and man, that shit was hilarious. And then there's always the My Little Pony one that is amazing.
No, stop.
There's no actual ponies in it, by the way. It's all people.
Have you seen the Pokemon one?
No, but that sounds epic.
Oh, the makeup job they did on this girl to make her look Pikachu-esque is... God, it's an abomination, man.
I'm taking notes. Like I gotta take more notes here. Let's see.
Yeah, I kind of feel like an idiot for not actually checking this out because it sounds fucking hilarious, dude. Again, it's just the fact that porn, from my mind, is always associated with me jacking off. But I never really considered the comedic fucking aspect of it.
I'm a fucked up person, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's really well established, Abby. There's hours and hours of internet footage of you, dude. We got you.
I was going to say, I think I'm pretty well established as kind of fucked up too, but I don't know, man. Like, I have to agree. Certain porn is just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. I don't know why people... I think it's just people get hung up on the like naked sex part.
Right.
And they can't appreciate the like fucking... That can be really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and think about it. That is for guys, especially. That's the fucking greatest. Like, dude, have something being funny and having fucking in it is just perfect, dude.
Oh yeah, man.
I get to laugh and then jack off. All right, this is awesome.
Yeah, exactly, man. Two of our fucking most basic fucking, well, maybe not needs for laughter, but definitely two of our most enjoyable things: laughing and fucking.
I would say there's a need for laughter.
Yeah, no, definitely. If there's no laughter in your life, you're probably really fucking miserable. So,
there should also be a little bit of laughter when you're actually fucking somebody. Like there should be at least some humorous moments where you can have a laugh while you're banging. That's pretty normal and healthy.
Yeah, occasionally. Why not?
You know, somebody fucking farts.
You fall off the bed.
Yeah, shit like that. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or somebody like knocks over the fucking water on both of you or some shit, you know?
Yeah, anything out of the ordinary, not planned. Yeah.
That's what separates us from the monkeys. Though apparently not for long, because chimpanzees are fucking organizing, so I don't think
they're gonna come for us.
SJWs. World's coming to an end.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Let's get all the really advanced chimps and just lock them up with all the SJWs, and the SJWs can try to like convince themselves that the chimps are people too.
That's interesting.
Right. So wait, is there going to be a C added onto the LGBTQIIPP plus whatever?
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
what's another letter?
SJWs are trying to normalize pedophilia. So I mean, really, humanizing chimps wouldn't be that weird.
Yeah, everything can be rationalized by these people, dude. It's really fucking spectacular.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That kind of blows my mind.
Right. I got to step away for just a second. I got to make sure my fucking son's asleep. So I'll be back in a few.
All right, man.
Yeah, kick his ass. Disappointing.
So let's see. Would they actually find a way of making? Could we convince SJWs that murder sexual is a thing?
That would be, oh man, that would be. You know, I wouldn't be at all shocked. I mean, they'd probably go for it and then say like, if you're not dating a murder sexual, you're a bigot. You know, like.
Well, how do you know you're dating a murder sexual? Well, have they tried to murder you?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I mean, you know.
Actually, I know some people that technically they would have been engaged, married, and or dating a murder sexual.
Oh, that's got to be fucking weird.
I have a lot of damaged friends, to put it nicely in some aspects. There are a couple of people that, yeah, their exes tried to kill them.
Dude, that's fucked up. I can't even imagine like how you would approach dating after that.
Well, in the case of the girl, she went back to an ex of mine, her ex, one of my friends.
She's like, yeah, we broke up, but you never tried to kill me, so I know you're good. Like,
it's more the they were really close and they let some really stupid shit get between them. And
oh yeah, no, I was just making a joke a little there. But I'm sure it wasn't as ridiculous as what I said.
But the guy I know, like, yeah, his ex tried to kill him, and he doesn't date. He doesn't go out. He buys liquor, goes home, gets drunk, goes to sleep, gets up, goes to work, and functions like that. Like, I very rarely see him.
I don't know if I would call that functioning, but yeah, that's pretty fucking. I get it though.
Functioning in the sense that he's doing well at his job and he's maintaining his lifestyle, but yeah, it's far from healthy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like he hasn't really dealt with all the emotions involved.
Well, usually, and I know that there was a lot of people that didn't that weren't willing to believe him, that weren't willing to understand that no, she slashed him up. She's fucking crazy. There's a reason she's in jail. But even after everything was said and done, like, he was telling me that unless he shows the scars, a lot of people don't believe him.
Oh yeah, well, there's a guy I worked with whose his wife would beat the shit out of him, and Yeah, most of his friends wouldn't believe him. Yeah, like all the people he'd known for years were just like, "Oh, you're making something out of nothing," and it's like, no, she gave him a black eye and fucking cracked his cheekbone, and she's a big woman. Yeah, that shit happens, and then a lot of people don't believe it because it's a dude that's getting beat up by a girl.
I had an ex of mine that gave me a couple of black eyes.
Yeah.
Shit happens. And the only reason she gave me a couple of black eyes is because I refused to hit her.
Wait, because you refused to hit her?
Yeah, she kept getting up in my face. She kept swinging at me and kept swinging at me. And it's like, and trust me, it took everything in my power to not knock the shit out of her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, she caught me a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like if you swung back, it wouldn't be over super fast. You know what I mean? Like,
that's just it. I know I would have hurt her, and I know I would have hurt her a lot more than she was going to hurt me. So
yeah, oh yeah.
Take the
I
hit,
can't blame you.
But got the fuck out of that relationship rather fast.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I know a dude that like his wife would just throw shit at him all the time. Like whatever was at hand, you know, a coffee cup, a frying pan, an iron, whatever. And he stayed with that chick, but I don't know, man. That's the difference between a healthy reaction is you got out, and the unhealthy reaction is the people that stay.
Man, this turned dark, didn't it?
Yeah, it just went really fucking dark. Should we talk about some like Muslims or something?
Yes, tell me about your impotent sky daddy.
Oh, let's see. Well, this is Breitbart. I'll share the article. Just because the pictures are funny and it's Breitbart. So I always suggest people take that with a grain of salt. Because Breitbart is really fucking swayed to one side and not necessarily always factual. But apparently the Islamic population in Sweden is demanding the mosque call. What is it like? Is it 4 or 5 times a day or some shit? I'm not sure. But apparently their idea of integration is forcing everybody in the fucking city to listen to their fucking, you know, that fucking singing prayer call thing.
Claiming the move would boost community self-esteem and assist with integration.
Yeah, exactly.
I see the game now. No, it's fine. See, we just need to build this so we can integrate with your society. It's not a Trojan horse at all. We're not going to do anything.
No, we're just forcing our religion on you.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, oh man, it's just a trip.
I've got issues with damn near every religion on this planet. Islam is the one that really kind of takes the cake.
Well, because it's not just a religion. You know what I mean? Like it's like a political.
Well, and in all honesty, you know, people have described Christianity and like Mormonism and stuff like that as being, you know, it's these brainwashing cults. They start this shit when these kids are young. Islam is a true brainwashing cult, and it is one of those things of they beat it into you. They beat it into you from day one. Which is
well, the message is drastically different too, though.
Oh yeah, and I don't know. And there's so many people that just fall into this. It's the lost souls looking for something, anything to attach themselves to, and that's where you're getting all the sympathy nowadays. And it's like, no. You don't want to be a victim. You don't want to claim victimhood while wearing that, because they're not victims. They're the ones that cause victims. They're the victimizers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like the rape gangs and shit. It's like that happened in Germany that like SJW still won't acknowledge were like legitimately like a normal part of Islamic culture in a lot of countries. Despite the fact that there's a specific name for it. You know, like, oh God, drives me nuts.
Oh, you can't point out facts, man. Facts are racist.
it's so much more violent than Christianity and Mormonism. Like Mormons, they might not want to hang out with you, or they might not want to do business with you if you're not part of their gang. But they're not going to be like, yo, we got to kill those people if they don't want to convert to Mormonism. And that's, I think, where the line is drastically different. Because Islam is like, we should probably kill them. They're not Muslim. So like,
I don't know. I think it would be kind of funny to see like a Mormon or what is it, a Seventh-day Adventist, or the Jehovah's Witnesses. I want to see them come.
Oh God, yeah,
try
Jehovah's
to be
Witnesses.
Considering how generally nice those people are, it's like, yeah, I don't agree with your religion, but you're actually kind of a sweet person. I feel bad telling you that I believe in Thor and smacking a piece of wood with a hammer.
Yeah. Well, like I used to do a lot of like swing dancing and blues dancing when I wasn't as fat as I am now. And my back wasn't all fucked up. But one of the parent teachers that was one of the best set of teachers we had at the local dance hall, which I recognize is not a normal statement if you don't live in California anymore, or the 50s, was a Mormon couple, and they were super into Mormonism and super into dancing, the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. And it was really funny when they got into blues dancing, because they tried to make blues dancing a little more family friendly. And blues dancing is not family friendly. It is definitely a sexy dance, no matter how you slice it. It was very entertaining. But they tried. Bless their hearts, I guess is what you would say in the Midwest.
It does seem like kind of a lost cause, dude. Trying to turn blues dancing family friendly.
Yeah, no, like you start with a connection that's all like, most of the upper body connected to your partner, and you go from there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So it looks like
dead air.
I'm looking this over. It's a Louder with Crowder article, so I'm trying to glean through the bullshit to just pick out the actual information here. Let's see. So there's a school district in Texas that's given please be aware that the staff at Claude ISD is armed and may use whatever force necessary to protect our students. So they've armed their police, their teachers. And then, like, the students say they feel safer, but I wanted to point that out because I know that, like, what was it, Thursday? Deitwa and I were joking about, like, if they're going to arm teachers, it's going to be in Texas first.
Right.
And, yep, it is.
Hey, you know what? That's the one thing I'm kind of happy about living here is like, man, we were the first to be like, oh no, we ain't letting that shit happen. Are you fucking kidding me? Arm the teachers right now.
Yeah, dude, it really does make sense though, man. Like, what the fuck? They pointed out, I think it was something like 92% of these mass shootings occur in the gun-free zones.
Yeah,
that's why they're fucking chosen. Like a big part of why they're fucking chosen. Like, dude,
if you were wanting to make the biggest splash you could by killing a lot of people all at once, would you not want to do it in a gun-free zone where nobody's going to be able to shoot back? I mean, that's
yeah. It's almost inviting it, man. You're like, dude, arm the teachers, make it locked up. Whether it's, I think we were talking about it again on Thursday. Like, make it something where it's like you got to put a fucking handprint on it to fucking open it or to unlock it, fingerprint, handprint, something. Where it can be accessible, where the kids are where it's essentially impossible for the kids to get at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody wants to do it.
You could easily set it up on a lockbox where it works off of your teacher ID, where all you have to do is walk over, swipe it, and the lockbox opens.
Yeah, yeah. Just any solution that's gonna keep it from the kids having access to it.
Yeah,
well,
so one of the shootings that Matt Christensen debunked of the 18 was a police officer who was like, he was at a grade school, and that was like his normal thing. Like he was there in the grade school every day, sat down on a bench, and apparently like a third grader fucking pulled the trigger on his gun while it was still in his sheath. So you're in its holster, sheath, like it's a fucking sword.
In Texas, it might be.
Yeah, so I just think that like it would not necessarily be best to have the teachers like actively armed all the time.
Right.
Kids are fucking, you never know. Like, and if it's some like 90-pound fucking 70-year-old fucking history teacher and some kid gets it up his fucking nose that he needs to take her gun and go shoot somebody that fucking fucked his girlfriend when he wasn't, at the party last week. She's not gonna fucking stop him. Like if they're that 90-foot rule, he's way too close for her to be able to do anything about it. Whereas if it's behind a safe and a fingerprinted safe thing, it's much better.
Yeah, there's definitely got to be some safeguards that should be relatively simple. That'll make sure that, again, no kids have access to it.
Throw your fucking hand on it. You don't want to. I was thinking a combination safe, but I was like, that's really dumb.
Right.
What are you gonna remember the combination in the middle of like a fucking blind panic? No.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I'm saying the swipe lock boxes, because it would be the principle like when you're working at like a courthouse or something like that, you have to swipe in order to get access to certain doors.
Yeah, exactly.
Things on the lockbox and put a gun in there.
A fingerprint reader, a handprint reader.
Something that can work fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really easy to remember how to do.
Yeah, it can be done. It can be done relatively simply, but it's just political involvement of, no, we need just to get rid of all guns. Like, dude, yeah, even if these dudes didn't have access to guns, they'd find something. Like, and I think it's in Britain where, gun control is incredibly highly controlled. It's just fucking knives. They just fucking go to town with knives. Or trucks, yeah.
Like they fucking drive trucks through crowded areas and shit. Like people are gonna find a way to do mass murder if it's not. Okay, so I'm not a fan of Crowder, but he did point out, and he debunks this fairly well and fairly accurately. The United States is not the most violent fucking country. Like that's one of those things where people keep saying like United States is more violent than all these third world countries. It's just not true.
Right.
They like to include suicides, and they like to include a lot of accidental deaths and stuff like that, in order to pump the stats. And then they don't include a lot of stuff when they're looking at the stats for other countries. Like they'll leave a bunch of shit out that's actively.
They'll deliberately make it misleading. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's
kind of like throwing in the the legit police shootings and home defense and self-defense shootings and lumping those in with the
exactly, and saying that those are gun crimes.
That's not a fucking gun crime. Just when you shoot somebody, you get arrested, you go to jail for the night. That's only so they can make that while they're cleaning things up, making sure everything's good. Then as soon as you've been cleared, you're usually out by, at least here in Texas, if it's straight to the point, very obvious, somebody kicked in your door and you blew them away.
Right.
It happened Friday, you're out Monday.
Well, and the main thing is you want to be in a state, if you're going to do that, you want to be in a state with like some sort of castle doctrine.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because like in my state, that's not going to fly. If that person wasn't armed, you're fucked, even though that's the rational fucking response to somebody kicking your door.
And that's the one thing that like I really have issues as far as California goes, and anybody that's wanting to model it after that style. It's like,
no,
you have no recourse to defend yourself, And in extreme situations, those cops are minutes away.
California has effectively outlawed every gun after a specific year. I can't remember what the year is because I'm not that into it, but like they just don't allow new models of guns. So if you want to buy guns in California, you have to buy these older models because they're on the list. They just don't allow anything new on the list.
Well, no, depending on what you're actually able to get a hold of, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I seriously doubt you're going to be getting a hold of a World War II Russian PPSH.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? It just makes it like just a little bit harder for people to get and own weapons. And then there's situations like a good friend of mine was out at his cousin's place shooting, and they're in an unincorporated area. It's not part of the city or the county, but it's county, but not part of the city. And it's perfectly legal to fire your guns there. There's no laws against it whatsoever. They were not doing it in any unsafe or illegal fashion. And the police showed up from the city next to them and just confiscated all their guns illegally.
Wow.
And it took him like 3 months to get his guns back. And they did everything they could to try to keep his guns. Or his guns, I should say plural. But like it took him forever and all sorts of fucking money. He had to go fill out forms and all this other shit just to get guns that were illegally confiscated in the first place back. California is the fucking worst.
Yeah.
And
it's like it's illegal to fucking self-defense is illegal in your fucking state, dude. It's weird.
It is essentially. Ironically, it might become a requirement to issue concealed carry permits in California upon request, because there's so many gun regulations that it is effectively illegal to carry a gun outside of your home. Not just like concealed, but just like in the open. Like you're just carrying your shotgun to your car is technically illegal in this country. Hunting, or not country, in this state, it's technically illegal to have a gun out to go hunting. These laws are not necessarily enforced all the time, but they do exist. And so it might actually get to the point where there's like some Supreme Court coming up eventually. Who knows how long it'll take because it's the Supreme Court. And that's a very real possible outcome. Or they may just strike most, if not all, of California's gun laws. So it won't last, but it's just so restrictive. It's absurd. And it's directly in violation of the Constitution, like so far beyond in violation.
Like, the stuff that's not addressed in the Constitution, by all means, let the states dictate what they want. But the fundamentals of the Constitution, no, not even the states get the fuck with that.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between like Trump building his wall and states wanting to legalize weed. There's nothing about weed or anything in the Constitution that gives the federal government control over it. So technically it is a state's thing. It shouldn't ever have been federal laws.
Right.
Yeah, they're kind of overstepping their authority by having federal drug laws.
Yeah, by having federal drug laws. So, but, protecting the border from foreign invaders is absolutely the federal's authority, as is controlling immigration. And that is part of the Constitution. It is written in there. It's like, so building a wall is well within the federal government's rights. I don't know why any state should have any say whatsoever in that.
Yeah, really, state or even counties. States. I think there's one of the, I forget which county here in Arizona, but it's one of the a border county was trying to refuse the money for putting in a wall or putting in any additional security at the border.
Oh no,
but dude, that's not your fucking call.
Money for the wall. It was specifically money earmarked to give Border Patrol like a lot more, like overtime and more vehicles and more equipment.
Yeah, see, that's. Yeah, even then, if it's involving the fucking border, just because you happen, your county or your state happens to be on the border, it's not your fucking jurisdiction. It's just not, because it affects all the other states indirectly.
It has to be a federal matter because that's the only logical. Well, it's the law, but it's the only logical way to do it.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
No, but there's always those people that want to control everything.
Yeah.
Or just make a fucking political point.
You know, I mean, like, and, you know, and I think I want to say like maybe 2 generations immigrant, like so not this generation, but like the father's father.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, yeah, my generation's like grandfather is Mexicans. We got a whole bunch of Mexican people in the family. I don't know, man. But
so you wouldn't qualify for the ethno state, is what you're saying?
Well, I'm fully white. I would qualify. I'm like German, Irish, Austrian, English.
You're Irish. No, you don't qualify.
Oh, I'm not qualified for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
German, Irish and
English.
Italian. Irish and Italians need not apply.
Irish and Italians need not apply. Well, I wouldn't qualify for the ethno state because I'd just be like laughing the whole time. You guys are fucking stupid. Haha. Like, I don't know if I can take it seriously.
I got too much blue blood and I got Irish in me. So despite how German I am, it's probably the wrong kind of German for an ethno state.
Oh yeah, what side of the fucking Berlin Wall were you on? You know, like if you want to be in the ethno state.
See, technically, most of my family was out of Germany before World War II, but it was about half and half. Some were stuck behind. One of them was actually one of my ancestors actually helped develop something that would later become the MP5.
Oh wow!
Or, not the MP5, the MP40. Sorry, the MP5 is what's currently in use.
My family name is a method of serial killing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you off air.
Oh.
If you want.
Yeah, is that what McStabby Pants means?
Yeah, no, my actual family name is legitimately a method of serial killing. It's fucking hilarious, dude. I found out like from a guy at the bank.
Nice.
I was like cashing a check, and he's like, "Did you know your name is a serial killer's name, and your last name is a method of killing people?"
That's fucking awesome.
And I was born on Hitler's birthday. In school, baby.
Yeah. It all makes sense.
How did you not turn out to be a serial killer, or are you?
Yeah, we don't know for sure. Yeah, exactly.
You've never seen my backyard. It might be super lumpy.
It's like the Burbs back there. It's crazy.
Oh man. No. If anybody that we all know might be a serial killer, I think it might be Opal.
Damn.
And I don't know that it would be intentional, but it would be about the cooking.
Right.
Like how many people has our cooking killed that
Yeah, at first it was accidental.
Kills, you know, I mean
yeah. At first it was the accidental food poisoning killings, but then she started to like it.
You see, I agree with you if she wasn't cooking it for herself.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's true.
Maybe she's just like gained an immunity.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Talking about a thing called an oatmeal sandwich.
Oh god.
That sounds intriguing, dude.
Which apparently is exactly what it sounds like. It is oatmeal between 2 pieces of bread or 2 pieces of toast.
No. No, that is not what an oatmeal sandwich is supposed to be. God damn it. Okay, because it's supposed to be like an oatmeal cookie sandwich.
Oh no, that makes sense. Yeah, like a scoop of ice cream or some sort of frosting or something between oatmeal cookies. Yeah. That sounds delicious.
Not oatmeal between bread. I mean, then again, I've been screaming about bread sandwiches for like a week now, so I'm in no room to talk, man.
Yeah. Although I used to do something like that. I used to take like like buttered bread or buttered toast, and I would spread my oatmeal on it. I wouldn't make a sandwich, like it would just be one piece, but I would actually do that. It's actually not bad. My little apples and cinnamons Quaker oat packets, spread that over some toast.
Like cooked?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you know, it does sound almost like milk toast. I don't know if you guys have ever had milk toast, but if you're really, really sick, it's a really good, like, bland sort of food to eat. You just take cinnamon toast and then put it in a bowl and pour milk over it. And then, preferably warm milk.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's super, super bland and it's filling. So like if you're having like, real bad stomach issues or something, it's not a bad way to go to like
It's something you can easily keep down.
Yeah, keep down, and it tastes good because it's got the cinnamon sugar, but it's all diluted with the milk and stuff.
I just get an horchata and heat it up. That sounds good.
I don't know what a horchata is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't pronounce the H. It's an horchata. It's basically like a rice
the
drink.
Cinnamon milk drink thing.
Yeah, the cinnamon sugary rice milk drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had one of those.
They're really good, really fucking sweet. But oh Jesus, fucking alarm! Really sweet, but yeah, it's really fucking tasty.
Interesting. I kind of should try something like that.
Yeah. And my ex's family, they would make a dessert that was basically similar to that. It would be like rice and then just milk and cinnamon and sugar, maybe raisins added to it.
Oh,
it's pretty fucking good.
Similar to like congee.
Like
the
I don't know what they called it.
Rice porridge, breakfast porridge thing.
Yeah.
Where you cook rice until it sort of like expands to the point of falling apart, and it just sort of makes like almost like a pudding texture.
Right. Yeah, this one was, the rice would still be like individual grains, but yeah, definitely really puffed up, really close to breaking up.
So, so it's definitely overcooked. Yeah, it's like swollen up really big and soft, I assume.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good shit.
I'm, like after this is over, because we're gonna end so much earlier than usual. Like it won't be like 3 a.m.
All right,
I'm gonna have to fucking make some of this shit.
Yeah, learn how to make mochi. I would love to learn how to make that. I'm so addicted to that shit.
I was gonna say, I think I've caught you guys a couple of times at like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Why are these guys live now?
Yeah, I know. Well, we were starting at 10:30.
Say anything.
We were starting at 10:30 because that's when Inglehearth was free. But when we originally started that before Daytwa joined, we would just end it at like midnight, right? So it'd just be like an hour and a half. But then Daytwa joined, and we started doing these much longer form ones because I don't work on Mondays, so like I don't really care, and it's much more fun to go like super long and get silly and shit.
Right.
And then eventually I was like, all right, you know what, we're gonna start earlier so that we're not going to like 4 a.m. on a Sunday night.
Yeah, because it does throw off our Monday going, fucking going till 3 in the fucking morning. Because then I try to get to sleep, but then I got to get my son up for school like 2 or 3 hours later.
Exactly.
And then I end up going back to sleep like after being up for a couple hours, and then I finally wake up at like 1 in the afternoon. Like, fuck, my day is fucked already.
Yeah.
So,
no, exactly.
Yeah.
And well, I get paid to sleep, but
plus more people possibly can watch if we start a little fucking earlier. Yeah. Although it doesn't look like it worked today.
Some shit online with somebody on Twitter. Apparently that's the way you do it. You just harass people until they come on in your stream and yell at you.
Yeah, it seems to be very popular nowadays.
Oh, is that how it works? Is that how you get like 1,000 people watching your streams?
Yeah, so, just start some fucking beef. Sure. Yeah, you have to be make sure that you find any reason to be angry over something.
Oh, wait, better yet, make sure you link this stream to people that you have discussed.
Yeah, with timestamps like, hey, here's where we talk shit about you.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Apparently, certain individuals may or may not have people who report to them about stuff that other people say.
yeah, that was fucking amazing, dude. When fucking Tonka was like, "Yeah, people tell me what you got people watching this fucking stream to fucking report back on what fucking somebody said about you that has 5 people watching on a good day." Yeah, I couldn't fucking believe that. I'm like, you admitted that?
Him about that on Twitter. It was the one time I can think of that he just stopped responding.
Right. He was like, oh, that does make me look like a lunatic. The proper response to that would have been, I don't give a fuck what that guy says. Don't ever tell me about what bullshit he says ever again. Instead of, yeah, keep watching him and report back to me.
Wait, who was this?
Yeah, fucking amazing.
I missed something.
So every once in a while, I'll like see something. This is what before I stopped following Tucks on Twitter because I just got to the point I'm like, I just don't fucking want to deal with this anymore. But I'd see him say something really dumb, or somebody else say something dumb that mentioned him, and I'm not fucking that good at Twitter, so I forget that like if somebody else is mentioned, it goes to both of the people.
Oh yeah.
And I'll say like that's really dumb because, and I'll explain it, and then he'll start yelling at me on Twitter and going on about how I'm like jealous or I fucking am obsessed or something else or all this other shit. And then in one of the times he was using this like ends justify the means circular logic, where you're like, your conclusion is based on your premise. That's your evidence for your conclusion. That doesn't work.
Right.
That's really dumb and you sound dumb and you should do better than that. It's basically what I said. But eventually, like back and forth on Twitter, he was like, look, don't think that I don't have people that report to me on what you say about me on your show. Like, wait, are you fucking serious? Like, you have fucking spies?
Yeah.
And yet
I couldn't believe it.
You have the nerve to say you call other fucking people spastics.
Well, I think he still thinks I watch his show.
Yeah. Well, I remember the time that he brought up the fucking something that you had said several months ago in relation to him, and you genuinely didn't remember. And I think he doesn't. Yeah, and like it was like, how the fuck do you remember that, Tonka? Like the fact that you were holding on to that is fucking weird. Like you're still angry about some offhand comment he made 6-7 months ago. But again, I guarantee I know that he thinks you remember that. I think he thought you were playing dumb, but I'm like, dude, I know Stabby. There's no way he fucking remembers what you're fucking talking about.
Well, I remember it now, sort of. Like I'd have to go back, and I don't know if the chat's still on the stream or anything. Like if you could.
Yeah. But the fact that he still remembered it and apparently was still fuming about it is fucking insane to me, dude. Like, man, you're letting motherfuckers live rent free in your head, like a lot of motherfuckers. If that shit's still in your fucking head,
I think they were, if I remember, and it's been a long fucking time, but they were going off on some ANCAP nonsense.
Right.
And I'm very much like, I don't really care so much about economics, but I do find it really annoying when people are just so disingenuous that they won't admit faults with the system that they particularly like prefer. Like if you're a communist or socialist or a ANCAP or just a capitalist or something, like be willing to admit that there's flaws with all of the systems.
Right. And there is no perfect system, dude.
Yeah, and so it just drives me nuts. So I was making fun of him, I think, from the chat. And I forget, I think it might have been about something about Bill Gates, but apparently I said my piece and they were just making really dumb arguments, so I just stopped watching. But apparently after I left, then I apparently got schooled.
Yeah, but just the fact that he had held on to that, you're like, dude, fucking, you should be a little bigger than that. Let that go. But yeah, I don't think anybody should be that surprised that Tonka has trouble letting shit go. He seems like the type that's really gonna fucking hold grudges forever. Him and Andy, just seem like the type that cannot fucking just fucking live and let live. I
want to see him still be like fucking harassing like Monday and Matt in like 20 years. You're
yeah. Although admittedly, again, the shit that fucking Monday and Matt and fucking Jeff Holiday were saying is kind of indefensible. Fucking retarded.
He's like 90 years old and be in like a retirement home, like walking down the hall by somebody's door and be like, "You a hoe?" It's still mad it's not even like the same guy anymore. He just thinks it's fucking Monday and Matt.
Or he's on his deathbed and fucking the ghost of Monday and Matt is there. You hoe!
You hoe!
Your last breath, I'm gonna fucking call Monday and Matt a hoe. One last time.
Oh man, I'm fascinated to see some of these YouTube shows, and not just like Tonkatsu, but a lot of these YouTube shows, I'm really curious to see where they're going to go if they go long term.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the same thing, I think. It's going to be more of the same.
This will play out much like everything else on the internet, and it'll become old news very quickly. It's hot shit right now, and don't get me wrong, like I've got some weird mixed feelings on Tonka and the whole Kumite thing. Like, in some aspects, I can see the necessity for it because he did point out in one thing, you know, what's the one thing that everyone keeps saying, you know, oh, I don't want drama on my channel. And so there's a divide growing within people where, you know, like I've got Twitter friends that can't stand other Twitter friends. And yeah, it puts me in a weird spot. And, you know, beefing it out sometimes is what you need to do in order to smooth shit over and move on. That way people aren't getting wrapped up in fucking bullshit drama. So I kind of appreciate that clearing the air kind of aspect of it. But as of late, it's been a bunch of shit talking. And
it's manufactured drama. That's why we call it the Drama Factory or Drama Incorporated. It seems to be manufactured and fake.
It's really coming across like a Jerry Springer show, and not even a good one. This is like Ricky Lake.
Right.
Ricky Lake. Fucking, oh, wow. That is a blast from the past.
Yeah.
I could have said Joan Rivers, but I figured not enough people would remember that one either. Well, yeah, she had Guar on her program, but then again, so did Springer.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. See, I never.
I just remember in the midst of all the Obama love, she referred to Michelle as Mooshell.
Nice.
Like, oh, goddamn! It's some aloe vera for that.
Yeah, it's no fucking different. In fact, he's almost worse. He's worse in a lot of ways. But he fucking sold himself as the fucking hope and change president. You know? Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I remember when he first got elected, man, I was like, dude, I really feel like hopeful. Like the things are actually like race relations and all that shit are going to be better. Cut to 8 years later, it's fucking worse than it's been in fucking decades, dude. Way more divided than we were before Obama became president.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
You know, I'll admit it forthright. I voted for Bush twice. You know, both times I voted for him because I didn't want Al Gore and I didn't want John Kerry. Those guys were just morons. Had the Democratic Party brought forth a reasonable person, I probably would have voted Democrat despite everyone in my family being Republican. When it came time for Obama's first term, I was like, you know what? I'm not voting this year because what was it, against McCain or some shit? Fuck McCain. I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a shit about his veteran past. It's what has been his record while he's been in office. I'm not playing that bullshit of what he used to do. It's not where he is right now. And
dude, I'm in Arizona and I can tell you we're fucking really sick of his shit, dude.
That's what I keep hearing. I got a cousin that lives out there and he's like, nah, man, this guy's a fucking moron. And so I didn't vote at all for, you know, that year because it's like, I don't know anything about Obama, but let's see what he does and maybe he'll be great. And I was actually thinking, it's like, cool, you know, we're going to have, you know, All right, so he's not full white. He's not full black. Maybe this is the guy that we need to bring everyone together. Sweet. Cut to like 2 years later, and I'm just sitting there banging my head against the wall, going, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?" And every day it's getting worse.
Yeah, it's fucking really saddening, man. You know, the potential of, again, how hopeful everyone kind of felt to what happened, you know, how bad it got over those 8 fucking years, and how it still is, dude. It's just fucking depressing, man.
And it's like, I don't know, maybe in some ways I'm kind of hopeful that, you know, with Trump being in office, maybe we'll finally see people come forward to be in a leadership role that aren't willing to follow the norms and don't give a shit about what the news thinks of them or what anyone else thinks of them except for the constituents. I don't particularly like Trump, but I don't particularly hate him either. He does some things that I'm just like, well, that is the dumbest shit I think I've heard in a long time. Congratulations, Bush 2.
Right. And there's stuff that Trump does that is pretty brilliant too. But yeah, some of the stuff, especially some of his tweets, you're like, dude, really? Like, fucking, so fucking petty, man. Yeah, it's really a weird dichotomy with that fucking guy.
And I almost wonder if it's like a smokescreen, like if it's just a way to keep everyone off balance.
Like, yeah, he seems like an incredibly shrewd guy. So yeah, even the crazy shit, you're like, is this might be a calculated thing too? You know? Right. Yeah, and the fact that he's well known, like he's just a real estate guy, like how the fuck did he become this well known? He's pretty good at promoting himself too, you know? Fucking amazing at it. Yeah. Yeah. Still pretty tenacious for a guy in his fucking late 70s, right?
Yeah. 72, 73.
Right.
The Library of Alexandria, Part 2.
Yeah, 71. So early 70s. Sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You ever look at, dude, whatever the job of the presidency really does seem to fucking age somebody really quickly. Like you look at the Barack pictures from when he first was elected to when he's done, and it looks like he's fucking lived 20 years, dude.
And somebody said something about it's not only the stress of the job, but it's also the sudden rush to celebrityism. Like you really do become kind of a face out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you speak for the entirety of your nation.
Right.
And right, and in some ways, it's like I think that's where Trump kind of had the upper hand. Is he's been a celebrity for a long time, which is why he was able to handle. Which is why he's able to handle the news the way he is. Which is why he kind of gets away with it, is because he's still a sensationalist.
Right.
Oh yeah, the
This is not true. Yeah. Yeah. No, there's been too much shit thrown at him, dude. That's like bullshit. It's crying wolf too many times, dude. You know, it's similar to like all the hoaxes that come out of the fucking race crimes. Like people are crying wolf too many times, especially with Trump. Like if he does something that's truly horrific, it's going to get fucking passed under the bridge because you've been freaking out like every single thing he's ever done is fucking horrific. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
everybody's making raging about raging about this kid and stuff like that, or they rage about the cops shootings, and they won't ever bring up the things that go against their ideology. Like, okay, I kept seeing tweets go around about oh, dear white people, can we just put down our guns and walk away? Well, what about the black guy that shot all the cops?
Right.
Well, yep, it was in Dallas. And I had issues with the cops and how they handled it because they sent in a robot armed with explosives. And that I don't necessarily agree with because there's a certain breach of you have a right to a trial no matter how much of a monster you are.
Right.
If they can take you alive, they take you alive, but they didn't even try. They just sent in a robot and blew them up. At the same time, I can kind of also understand this. I wouldn't have much tolerance for this fuck either.
Yeah, especially you're a cop and he killed 5 fucking cops. Yeah, that's a tough one to have restraint on, but they should be able to do that.
If I
Yeah. Or if they send the robot in with a microphone and a fucking speaker saying, "Hey, I'm full of explosives. I'm going to blow you up if you don't come out right now." At least give them a chance to surrender. Maybe not. I don't know.
But I'm just. It's like, and then of course you've got cases like, oh well, like the what is it, the Castro case, the guy that had the gun in his car that the cop shot him, even though it's still murky, but it was the one where the girlfriend like Facebook the live the
whole broadcast it as it was happening. Yeah.
But you have something like that and people raise a shit. Well, yeah, I don't but there's no footage from inside the car prior to the shooting. There's very little footage from the cop's perspective. Since there's not a body cam, there is that question. But things like that, or that case
unarmed. Yeah.
Well, it's like, and then of course you got like the that what was it, like that 20-year-old father of 1 or 2 that was shot because of the fucking swatting incident.
Oh yeah.
But but And exactly. But
yeah, it was the wrong address.
We're not going to bring that up when we bitch about shit. It's always going to, it's going to be this victimization of, oh, well, the cop just looking to shoot someone. No, the dude flashed a gun, shot a couple of pops off at him, and he blew the fucker's head off. I can't blame him.
Yeah. Although they'll bring up the one about the dude being shot in the back, where the kid was running away unarmed and got shot in the back. They'll bring that up and not point out that that cop is being prosecuted for that.
Yeah,
like that guy was obviously wrong, and he's going to be punished for it.
Fucking good.
They don't bring that up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's where the cry wolf thing comes into play. Like, you can't do it on every single time. Otherwise, these cases, you're doing it over these cases that appear to be justified force in the cop's case. You're going to lump it in with the ones that aren't, and we're going to think you're crying wolf again.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
We also need to be addressing the police academies are not exactly the best in teaching, teaching discerning behavior. It's and the whole time they're telling you, and the whole time they sit there and they make everyone out to be the bad guy. Anyone that's not
it's taught as like an antagonistic type thing instead of like, hey, you guys are part of the community. It's more of an us versus them mentality. Right. Yeah. Although I still think a vast majority of cops are decent, man. But again,
it's the only thing that I have against the vast majority is they stay quiet. They refuse. They may a majority of them are good cops, and I will be on record saying that. But when you refuse to address what happens internally, when you turn a blind eye to it, when you don't try to help pursue it, it's gonna
like when you know bad shit's going down.
Yeah. Especially when you come out and you're like, no, we're not all like that. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. But what are you doing about the other ones in your department that are like that?
Yeah, why are you staying silent? Why are you turning a blind eye to that?
Yeah. And right.
Yeah, Justicar is good, man.
No, Justicar is good, and I actually really appreciate him and Tree of Logic, and it's like there's a lot of things that people don't get as far as just what it takes to be a cop, and I have plenty in my family. I'm hoping to finish my law degree at some point, but I'm aiming much higher than just getting a master's or some shit like that. I want my Juris Doctorate, but there's also something to be said for, you can't just poo-poo it away as being, oh well, that was just that one officer. No. And there's a lot of things internally that, yeah, people don't get, and people don't understand why it is that way, and sometimes the cops don't get it either, and they're not some of them are willing to change and some of them aren't. Yeah,
this attitude of don't rat on a fellow cop ever. Like, that attitude needs to change to, hey, if a cop's crooked, go ahead and fucking rat on him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, don't help cops get away with shitty cops.
Yeah, and at the same time, I mean, we also don't need to be criticizing the cops that, you know, they use a bit of they see some kid and it's like, okay, you got a couple ounces of pot in your pocket, but you're obviously just some stoner high school kid. Dude, give me that shit and go home. I'm not going to arrest you. Yes, it's an arrestable offense. Just go home.
Yeah.
I mean, those cops don't need to be hung out to, because I don't know. It really is a very touchy subject all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah. Or probably just know one about another. Yeah, no doubt. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I was thinking about that too, the lack of community. Like, here where I live, like, I know the lady across the street. Other than that, like, my next door neighbors or anybody in the neighborhood, I couldn't name a single one of them, dude. I don't interact with any of them, dude. They don't interact with me. I don't interact with them. You know, and that is pretty fucking tragic. You know, I think that's the case in a lot of places now.
Yeah. I don't know shit about my neighbors.
Yeah. Although where I lived in New York, it was a much smaller town. And, you know, everybody knew everybody. So it was not like that at all. You know.
Well, it also doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, that's upstate. If I didn't mention that, I'm not talking about New York City. Upstate might as well be a different fucking planet. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I keep forgetting that everybody mentions New York, and you just automatically think, "Oh, New York City."
Yeah, no, like it's a bunch of towns like the one I lived in. That's like, dude, not even 1,000 people. You know, there's a bunch of fucking little shitty little towns like that all throughout upstate New York. Yeah, well, I don't know. And Jersey does have the highest population density, so there's got to be quite a bit of fucking. What do you call it? No, gotcha. A lot of open area. Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely misleading. Yeah. No, it is pretty crazy how they. Yeah, because they've done ones in New York, obviously. Because again, a lot of it is right there in the Adirondack, or they call it the Adirondacks. It's basically part of the Appalachian Mountains. But yeah, there's a lot of fucking mountains, a lot of fucking hill. It's really hilly, really forested, and yeah, really squatchy, as they say.
Like Sasquatch?
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Damn. Although I heard there was a guy, I think he lives here in Arizona somewhere, who came up with this theory that the fucking the Sasquatches were from another dimension, and they're transported here to mine sulfur, and that's why they smell so bad. And then basically something like if they're dead, if they ever die, then their bodies are instantly transported back or something weird like that. That's why you never find any bodies. But yeah, apparently they're underground mining sulfur most of the time. I was like, that's fucking amazing, dude. Like the whole idea of Bigfoot / Sasquatch is pretty crazy to begin with. And this guy just made it fucking 10 times crazier, dude.
Jesus Christ. Crack is a drug.
Right.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Of course there is. Yeah, Stabby, you should know by now that you cannot assume that anybody is aware of the crazy shit that you're aware of, dude.
I was going to say there is Sasquatch porn, so.
Oh my God. I'm just thinking, have you guys ever watch Robot Chicken?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the one with the Sasquatch? It's like a take on the Harry and the Hendersons one, where they're letting him go, but yeah, like dude, it's really fucking creepy. Basically, like they're like, okay, we're gonna go now, and then he's like, no, he's like yelling at him, and basically he's fucking masturbating, dude, while they're standing there watching him.
Oh
yeah. Fucking disturbing, dude. Is that what happened? I don't remember that. Oh wow, really? I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. Are you sure that's not just some kind of weird dream you had? I don't remember that.
It sounds like a fever dream, man. Dude, that does seem like it seems like I would remember that. How do I not? Well, man, that's not true. My memory sucks. I should fucking. I don't know. I never sat down and watched enough of Harry and the Hendersons. I was more of the Alf kid than Harry and the
Hendersons. Damn it. Harry and his family. Okay.
I miss Alf.
Alf. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. All right. I remember there being other ones. I just didn't remember them actually speaking. But yeah, again, I think I'd only seen the movie like once ever. So that could be why. All right. I don't know why I needed the resolution, but what the fuck? Why not? Yeah. Yeah, fair play. I send you enough fucking bullshit. Send me something. Here, watch this. All right. Yeah, right on. Kind of like the actual nuts and bolts of how to do it, like that kind of shit. Yeah.
Oh, that shit. It is.
Right. Right. Yeah. You're really into that, dude. Yeah, see, he claims he doesn't want to do it, but listen to this guy. He totally wants to do it. All right. Yeah, see, that's how it starts. Yeah, a little action on the weekends. Yeah, you'll be hooked, dude. Yeah. You know, there's Wi-Fi everywhere nowadays.
You know what?
You just sit outside of a Starbucks, dude. The signals go further than you think. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Say, as far as videos and everything, I think I just shared my favorite one. Yes, sir. Dude, when you get the opportunity to, you should check that out. It's so fucking worth it. Yeah. No, I think the one that I sent out is a collection of all of them over the years, and
All right.
With AIDS. Yeah, I fucking bet you did.
That's fucking awesome. All right, I gotta watch that later for sure. Yeah.
I posted it everywhere.
Told you it was just some weird fever dream you had, dude. Yeah, maybe that's like the alternate ending, the director's cut alternate ending. Dead girl. All right.
It's pretty good, man. You should check it out.
And it's a movie?
Yeah. I believe it's 3.
Okay. All right. It's all one word, right? Dead girl. Is that the one? Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I see one that shows as one word. It says, "Dead girl, you never forget your first time."
That sounds like the tagline.
Yeah. Yeah. You were alluding to that sounds like it fits. All right. Right. I got you. All right. I'll have to fucking search that out. Sounds interesting.
Oh man.
Right.
Okay, so are you guys into comics at all?
I definitely used to be. I'm not. It's been like decades since I was into it hardcore, but I'm definitely aware.
How do you feel about Venom?
Venom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the character. Is that what you're asking?
Oh, I was going to say.
Oh, you mean the movie?
I was going to ask you if you guys thought about that. No, I was.
What?
I was meaning.
Right, I don't know
they
what just happened
released
there.
the Venom trailer for the movie coming out. I still don't know how to feel about that because I don't. Yeah. Like,
yeah, I like the idea of it, but yeah, I think they were saying something like they did have multiple, like showed multiple symbiotes or whatever. I want Carnage to be in it, and I don't know if that's going to happen.
From what I understand, this is going to be taking place somewhere in the Lethal Protector / Planet of the Symbiotes era. So he's going to be. It's going to be set in San Francisco, and I don't think Carnage is going to make an appearance, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do this somewhat accordingly. That we'll see the jury, which means we'll later see the other symbiote offspring that pop up from time.
Right.
I think.
Right. Yeah.
Anxiety.
So we'll see. I know people were definitely freaking out about it, like a lot of anger for some reason, but I can't remember the specifics of what people were pissed off about.
It's a lot of what's his name? Tom Hardy just running through the woods and being Tom Hardy, and they show the symbiote in a jar once.
Oh, gotcha.
Of it, and it's like, come on, you could have given us some teeth. You could have given us something, man.
Yeah, a little something. Okay, so it's just a lack of anything useful other than Tom Hardy looking like a tough guy.
And honestly, it could be any one of those running through the woods movies. You know, it could be Logan. It could be, Venom. It could be, what's another random one? Fucking Maze Runner or some shit like that. Something set in the woods. Not Maze Runner. What was the Jennifer Lawrence one?
Oh, fucking Hunger Games.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Because there's a wood scene in that.
Yeah, that'd be bizarre for Venom. I haven't read a huge amount of Venom in the comics, but yeah, that wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, but that's all they're showing you in the trailer is just him running through the woods, and it's like, or walking with a hoodie going down the street. Yeah, you're not really showing me anything.
Yeah. So yeah, no, okay, I get that. Then it was basically just to try to create without actually releasing any useful information about the movie.
Yeah,
like just kind of a filler trailer, essentially.
But you see, I'm with you. I'd love to see Carnage. I'd like to see them do the Maximum Carnage arc. Bring everyone in. Do Cloak and Dagger. Do Deathlock. Do Iron Fist. Bring in Morbius. Let's get the shit going. Make it. Hell, you could make that a 6-part movie, and I'd sit down for every bit of it.
Yeah. Plus, I own like 6 copies of the first Maximum Carnage one, and they're already worth like $100 a piece. So it would only shoot up in value from there.
That's part of the reason I'm a little interested in Infinity War, but only mildly.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting one. Thanos is an interesting character. Although I don't think I actually ever read all the Infinity Wars. I have a bunch of them. In fact, I have a copy that's signed by like 4 dudes. One, I think it was just called Infinity War. I can't remember the comic, but I think it had like Thor and some other people on the cover, and it's autographed with like a fucking certificate of authenticity. I don't think so.
No, Infinity War.
I thought Infinity War came way before Civil War, actually.
Infinity War came sometime in the, if I remember correctly, the mid-90s, when you had the resurgence of really good comics.
Right.
At the same time, they were losing a shit ton of money because they weren't doing it right, but they were hiring good artists, and it was getting good again. And then,
right. Yeah, it kind of got way oversaturated right before that, and then yeah.
Because I mean, the '80s comic scene, oh shit, man, that just blew up, and yeah, everyone was a comic book artist, just like everyone's a computer programmer now, or everyone makes games or something now.
Right. Yeah, way too much, and it kind of fucking just got too big for the supply or demand, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Although I thought they kind of got a little carried away recently in the recent years with the fucking variants, the variant covers and shit, because they would always have like almost every fucking issue, it seemed like, had a variant cover, that was like super rare and super valuable for like a month, and then it would go back down in value because the demand was fucking gone.
Or the 2099 series that Marvel ran, where it was like everybody got a 2099 remake.
Right.
The only good one I think was the Spider-Man wasn't too bad, but we really kind of missed out with them only doing, I think, like a 5-issue run of Hulk 2099, because holy shit, that was scary looking.
Yeah, I think I missed the Hulk
with
one.
Jaws.
God damn, dude. Yeah, I definitely missed that, dude. Oh, man. I think when I first got into comics, it was back when Hulk had turned back to being gray and actually having Banner's intelligence.
That would have
been the Mr. Fix-It days. I thought that would make a great storyline, like him being a Vegas enforcer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit. I think one of the first comics I got was Wolverine #8, where he's in Mr. Fix-It Hulk ends up in Madripoor. And fucking Wolverine fucks with him, like they steal his clothes and then they leave him nothing but purple pants. Back in the day, dude, it was always him fucking like ripped purple pants on. So they fucking yeah, and the Hulk is just freaking out. Yeah, some part of the changeover. But yeah, it was basically to fuck with him and let him know, hey, we know you're the Hulk. But it was just fucking hilarious seeing the dude freak out about it. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some way to make like the Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf reference with Hulk and the shark, but it's just not coming. Shark, Hulk, Shark. Yeah.
Wait. Redo the entire Sharknado series, but replace the homeboy's character from 90210's character with the Hulk.
Yeah. That'd be interesting, dude. God damn.
Sci-fi, get on it.
Yeah. I wonder if the old Inferno storyline. I like the old Inferno storyline, but I don't think it would be that good as a movie. You know what I'm talking about? When like Manhattan was all crazy and being infested by demons and shit.
Oh yeah.
It was that was right around the time I got into comics, so I know that one really well. In fact, I think I ended up like getting in a little nostalgic craze, and I went and bought every single issue that had anything to do with Inferno. So I have like the entire run of all those different comics, all those different titles from the Infernal one. But yeah, I was thinking like, because I was like, yeah, that'd make a great movie. And I'd be like, I don't know if they can make that into a movie. I don't think that would work. Mm-hmm.
No, we gotta do remakes and bullshit.
Yeah, the safe fucking shit. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get why they do it, but man, it's like build up at least a little of a war chest from the money you make from other ones, and take a risk on some shit once in a while.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
Although I have to admit that I was looking at some of the horror trailers that they've released, and for the first time in about 10 years, I'm actually really interested in seeing some movies coming out this year. Well, like Winchester, for instance, that movie that's all about the Winchester house out in California.
Oh, that weird one that has, the weird one that has like a fucking stairway that doesn't go anywhere, and that kind of shit.
Doors that open up to the outside.
Yeah.
From like a story.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one.
I mean, there's like some legit American horror right there. You no one can explain what the hell's going on in that house. Like,
yeah, because they've done. I think all the major ghost ones have done. Yeah, because I think like Ghost Adventures has done something there. I think most of them ghost channels have fucking done something in the Winchester house.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting, man.
There's the Slender Man movie that's coming out.
Oh wow, that's interesting. That is a terrifying character.
Unfortunately, there's also another Hellraiser that doesn't have Doug Bradley in it. And a Predator remake. Or another Predator movie.
The Hellraiser one. That reminds me, dude. Are you familiar with any Clive Barker's other books, the ones that weren't made into movies?
I'm familiar with some of them, yeah.
All right. Are you familiar with Weeb World? No.
No, I don't think so.
I desperately want that to be made into a fucking movie. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy story. It's funny. I was in Carlsbad in California, which is north of San Diego, and I went into this bookstore and I was buying a fuck. I don't even remember what the Clive Barker book was, but it was one of them I hadn't read. I think Galilee or something. But anyways, like I had already thought that, and me and the bookstore guy, he's like, you know what I'd like to be seeing into a movie? And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, Weave World. And I'm like, fuck, yes, me too. It's a crazy thing. It's it's his stuff is more fantasy than horror a lot of times.
Yeah.
Although, man, it is pretty horrific too. But like, it's more almost high fantasy than horror. But basically, it's this place where these whatever magical creatures or whatever are hiding from the world, and they basically weave themselves into this huge tapestry while they're hiding. And then once it's safe, they'll be able to be undone, and the whole fucking world can be unfurled from that. And then obviously there's bad people that are wanting to take it out, and that kind of shit. But it's a really good story, man. It's like my favorite Clive Barker one. I'd really want to see it made into a movie, but I don't think it's ever going to happen.
I will definitely have to check that out because that sounds interesting as hell.
Yeah, the book is fantastic, dude. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Barker's, Clive Barker stuff, and that's pretty much my favorite book of his. Just because he's really good. His descriptive, the way he describes shit is so in depth, dude. It's just really spectacular.
And honestly, I think he's kind of an unsung hero as far as. I mean, yeah, people in the horror industry know who he is, but at the same time, he doesn't get the same clout that, like Stephen King does.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I like some of King's stuff, but the shit that he's produced in the past 2 decades has been kind of mediocre at best.
Yeah, he's prolific as far as putting shit out. So, and it's good. It's not, I don't want to shit on King, but yeah, I definitely think Barker I definitely prefer Barker's stuff to King's.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and I mean, I look at Barker kind of in the same light as like Lovecraft, where yeah, you've got the hardcore fans that have actually read it, then you've got the people that kind of know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and try to pretend.
Yeah,
yeah.
For the most part, there's not the same kind of love, as like Stephen King or Edgar Allan Poe. But honestly, there was several decades in between him and Lovecraft, so it's kind of
right. Yeah. But yeah, I would, I don't know why, but I just desperately wanted to fucking see, because what is it? Basically, like the Hellraiser movies, Nightbreed was what based on. Do you remember the movie Nightbreed?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I forget. It's not called Nightbreed. The book isn't called Nightbreed. I forget what it is offhand. But yeah, that was a Clive Barker one. What else is it? Barker's movies been made into? Is that it?
Rawhead Rex.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to see some of the other ones. Maybe a short one on his the Books and Blood series. That was an interesting one.
See,
like a bunch of little short stories.
I only have the second one, and I unfortunately I've been rather bad over the past few years and haven't read much of anything other than instruction manuals.
It sucks. Yeah, I haven't read much lately either. Yeah, every once in a while, I find my way to a used bookstore or fucking, and those. Yeah, Clive Barker's one of the ones that I'll search out specifically to see what they have, to see if they have something that I haven't actually read. But yeah, I think his stuff, like you said, doesn't get enough credit for how fucking amazing it is. He's gay. That should be a big thing now. Like, it's a gay guy, man. Let's fucking talk him up.
Well, I think it kind of goes against their narrative of, people being oppressed, because he, outside of not getting the attention he rightfully deserves, I don't think you could really say that Clive Barker's oppressed. He's had a pretty good career. And I don't, considering I know he was in the closet for a long time, but at the same time, I don't I don't think it's ever fucking mattered to anybody he's worked with.
Right. Yeah.
He produces what he says he will. I'm gonna write you a gory story. Here you go.
Yeah, I was kind of a throwaway. I didn't really think it was anything really, but yeah, because it's been known for a while. That was a little pantomime action.
I think it's only the Deep South where it was ever actually an issue, and that's mostly because people just they're repressed here.
Right. Yeah, it's too much. Religion stuff. I imagine there's a lot tied into it.
Especially in the South, you've got a lot of because what is it? Texas, Arkansas, the eastern section of Oklahoma, and that stretches up a couple of more states. It's referred to as the Bible Belt because
right.
Seriously, if you go into like Tyler, Texas, there's like 13 churches on your way into town.
God damn, dude.
We're not even going to get into how many are actually in the town. It's like I was kind of surprised when I went there, because they had there was a tattoo parlor where they were offering implants and suspensions, and I was like, wow, really? That's not
surrounded by all these churches.
Yeah, and it's like, this obviously redneck town where people would stop and take pictures of me while I was working.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
I don't know. What's that like?
Man.
I currently drive in any direction and I'll hit at least 3. And I'll only have to drive maybe a mile.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. I don't really pay attention. Yeah, definitely not a lot of churches here in my town. Yeah, one of each, I guess. One Catholic, one Mormon, Although we do have one called we have a church here called the Cowboy Church, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, dude. It's perfect for this town, actually. The Cowboy Church.
Now,
I don't know who's attending yet.
Are you allowed to walk in wearing your spurs?
I'm sure you are. Yeah, it's almost a necessity. You get out, you go home and get your spurs on, you motherfucker, and you ain't get back here. But yeah, I thought that would be more common, but apparently I just searched it, and that was the first one that came up, was the one here in my town. It's crazy.
I'd even go out of my way to like get a duster, a hat, some chaps, good riding gloves, and get a solid pair of boots, and some spurs. Fuck it, I'll go to your church.
Yeah, let me in. I got the costume.
I'll look like the Undertaker, mid 90s.
Right. Daily Christian walk. Wow. I was looking at the mission thing for the church, dude. Daily Christian walk with Jesus Christ. Faithful and fruitful work for the Lord Jesus Christ. Number 4, honest witness to others about Jesus Christ. Number 5, enthusiastically seeking to win others to Jesus Christ. So yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's a Christian church. So.
Yeah, probably. 50-50.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. This fucking town.
I'm still waiting for, I'm honestly still waiting for the Church of Satan to do something here in Texas. It's going to be a shit show.
Dude, that would be fucking crazy, dude. I would imagine they're going to get fucking right. But yeah, I would imagine they're going to literally get attacked, right? Is that what you're thinking, or?
Oh, I'm thinking more along the lines of, if they put up any monuments or anything, it's going to meet the same fate as the Confederate statues. People are going to flip their shit here and tear them down.
Right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking amazing. Yeah, it really is kind of counterproductive to just not ever to try to blot shit out from history. It generally hasn't turned out well.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should give the United States back to England because, I'm sure it upsets somebody over there that they didn't get to hold on to it.
Yeah, they lost their colonies, man. I feel bad for them, dude. Let's go back under their rule.
Shit, give them Australia too,
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, give them half the planet. They seem to rule half the planet for a while there.
Although I guess by that, if we go by those standards, we might as well not let do anything about Islam or Muslims either, because the Ottoman Empire did control quite a bit of the world there for a while.
Yeah, this is true. It's all bullshit.
And let China and North Korea run rampant over there because since they are descendants of Mongolians, therefore.
Yeah, let's go by for the past. No more growing. Let's revert back to the way shit used to be. Right. Just all crowd in there. Back to the cradle of civilization. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start offering property in the Mariana Trench. See how many people will take me up on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, an exotic wildlife.
Yeah. Although I was thinking of starting a business selling vibranium shares to people that love the Black Panther movie. Like all the people, all the black people that seem to think it's a documentary. Like, dude, I'm selling shares of vibranium. It's going to go up, especially after this movie. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh,
Jesus
wow.
Christ.
Wow. Yeah, that is pretty funny.
And that just kind of goes to show you the idiocy of it all.
Right. Yeah, nobody wants to point that out. Yeah. Yeah, my son actually watched the movie, dude, and I didn't really tell him about all the political stuff leading into it. Yeah, but he watched it a couple of days ago. And he was like, it's really not that good. He was like, I didn't like the movie at all. He was like, the Black Panther. Black Panther. Yeah. And he's 13, dude. If he didn't like him and his friends didn't, went with a couple of his buddies. Yeah, like 2 of the 3 really didn't like the movie. And I'm like, that makes you racist. If you don't like that movie, you're racist, right? Yeah, you would think so, man. Yeah, did you see the fucking there's a clip of this dude that's like he seems to be dressed in full like African regalia or whatever. He's talking with a really thick accent, talking about how the Black Panther movie is great because it shows what Africa would be like if the white man had never showed up.
What is this? Gazi Kodo 2.0?
It was some old fucking black dude, but yeah, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh, future.
Like, you can't.
Okay.
Yeah. Ghazi came back in time, affected a fucking shitty African accent, dude. And he's like, "No, I must talk up this movie." But yeah, I was like, and he believed it. Like, he really seemed to fucking believe that, dude. Yeah, I just found that fucking amazing, dude. Of course.
I just want to go see it because of that.
Right. Yeah. You want me to fucking not?
I have.
Yeah. 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 I love how they. Yeah, I love how they always people that do point out that the Black Panther character was created by 2 Jewish guys in the fucking 60s or 70s. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, or fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ones that created it. Yeah. Oh wow, that's funny. Yeah, or dude, they're calling it the first black superhero movie. That's a good one too. Like the Blade movies never happened, or fucking. Oh my god.
Oh, what was the one that somebody said the other day? Why do we have so? This is like one of the few leading role movies for a black man. It's like, really? Because I can think of quite a few others.
Right.
Even if it's main supporting character, there's still a main character. They have a lot of fucking dialogue on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spawn.
Yeah. Mm. I don't think so.
No, Shaft was originally a blaxploitation film.
Yeah.
Much like Dolomite.
Mm.
Well, no, the blaxploitation era of films, that's where a lot of people actually get it wrong. It wasn't the exploitation of black people, it was black people making exploitation movies.
Right.
Blackula, Dolomite, Shaft, stuff like that. Those were predominantly funded by black people, shot by black people, written by black people, and starring black people, and usually had the stupid, crazy, honky redneck sheriff involved in some shit, or it was the crooked white man. And it's like, yeah, it wasn't. Oh, I hate blaxploitation. Why? Because it's racist. No, the fuck it isn't. It was written by black people. Damn it.
Yeah. At least not racist against black people. They don't make
I
white
don't know,
people look
man.
all that good.
There. Have you ever seen Blackula? There's a couple of lines in there that are just absolutely deadpan hilarious, just because of how they're delivered. But they would be considered very racist because there's hard R's on the end of those, not A's.
No, wow. Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Blackula actually.
Little known fact: the guy that plays Blackula went on to play Zombie Genie in Pee Wee Herman's Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you remember Lawrence Fishburne as Cowboy Curtis?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
And I think Fishburne actually got his start in Death Wish 2, I believe. I think that's the first time he was actually on film.
Wow.
Or to a larger degree. And then Cowboy Curtis, and then a few other things before he stopped going by Larry.
Yeah, Lawrence, much more distinguished. Then he became Morpheus.
Yeah, does anyone even remember his name after he did that? Oh, hey, look, it's Morpheus.
Right. You are no longer Mr. Fishburne. You are now Morpheus forever and ever.
Just like I'm sure Keanu Reeves gets Neo all the fucking time.
Right. Right. Oh, damn.
I don't know, man. Which one's gonna make me trip harder? Which one's the Quaalude? Which one's the upper?
What happens if I take both of them? Does my heart stop like River Phoenix?
No, it's like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters. Imagine everything coming to a halt at once and your particles imploding on themselves.
Yeah. Sounds like fun for a nanosecond. Nice.
Wait. How much shit has that guy gotten blamed for? Yeah. Because
Yeah, he really did, man. And it's weird because he seems like such a fucking rational dude about everything else. You know what I mean? Like calm, rational, but holy shit, like he really believes that Hillary was a decent human being and that Trump is the fucking devil. It's fucking amazing.
Man, how can you think that, bro? Like, I don't even know Democrats that'll say that Hillary is a good person. They'll say they'd rather have her than Trump, but they won't sit back and try to defend her as being a good person.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, it's almost expected from politicians. You know what I mean? Like, of course they're breaking the law. Like, when it comes out that they actually get busted for it, like, yeah, we don't. It seems like we have this low, really low not tolerance, but low expectations of politicians. Like, yeah, we expect them to break the law. Right. Right. Trump University.
Oh god.
Right. Yeah. Although I still think Trump is definitely a nod in that direction, at least. Because even though he's got some corruption and some shady business shit, you know, he seems like he's actually trying to do a decent job. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and his ideas were too fucking crazy to work, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Especially the whole, like, I'm all for the lowering of the price of education because, frankly, it's far too expensive nowadays when you can't even work through college anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it started financing it. So the colleges. Yeah, because they would always finance it no matter what they charged. Mm-hmm.
Well, and the sad thing, and the worst part of all that is yeah, they'll give you the money, but the schools don't have to be accredited.
Right.
Look at ITT.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It would have to be done on the same level that Norway does it. It would have to be something akin to how they've set up their educational system as far as college goes. No, not at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the social sciences, and I use sciences in quotation, could be eliminated, dude, and no great loss to humanity. Right. Yeah. Yeah, kind of starting with the fucking what they wanted the conclusion to be, and kind of trying to build towards that. Yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to gather the evidence, even if you start with a hypothesis. You're still supposed to fucking gather evidence, look at the evidence, and draw a conclusion from that. Not go out and gather evidence that supports what you think. Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's why my theory for what it takes to be peer reviewed in the social sciences is if you can literally state your hypothesis or your theory to another person without bursting into laughter, that's peer reviewed. That's accepted. Yeah, dude. Oh my god. It's because it's so fucking outlandish, and it's almost like they agree to agree with each other just out of courtesy. They're like, hey, if you support my crazy shit, I'll support your crazy shit when it comes around. You know? No facts, just all like, yeah. Very soft science.
I'm not even sure how close to science that would actually be, but
right, yeah, it's really not. It really should go back to calling it social studies instead of social science, if anything.
You know, and oh, go for it.
Right. But psychology tries to, at least tries to employ the scientific method in general, you know, or at least used to. Yeah, that's terrifying, dude. Jesus.
Sounds terrible.
It's gotta be a fucking trip, dude, living in that state, dude, and understanding how fucking wacky and bizarre everything is. Just watching people that don't realize that. Right. Yeah, it's overly permissive bullshit that's going to end up with them violating and getting locked up again. Yeah. 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 Yeah, they're gonna have to actually support themselves instead of just being able to do nothing and fucking. Yeah. Yeah. Like they'll do just enough to not get locked up again, like in a fucking actual mental institution, right? It's like something, I can tell you that. That much I know. Yeah. Why bother? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's the spare the rod, spoil the child kind of mentality.
Yeah. Yeah, we are kind of winding down here. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, we've been over 3 hours, man. Yeah,
I was gonna say
show.
it's 2:00 where I am, so
yeah, a little after 1 here. Yeah, well, yeah, dude, I'm glad you joined us, Mad Mental. It was a good shit, man. Got to do it more often.
Man, you know what? Catch me when I'm not at the office, and it'll be a lot easier. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, I'll have something set up where I can actually stream at the office as well. So,
right on, man.
Benefits
good
of
shit, man.
Shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Around 11 o'clock my time, so I think it's 9 o'clock your time, so 9 Eastern.
Right. Yeah, sounds good, man.
I don't do regular shit on my channel. The toxic streams something that's a when I get a hair up my ass and I feel like just pushing some cancer out onto the internet, then I throw those together real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shit.
Thank you much, guys. I appreciate that.
No problem. Nobody's going to watch this, but we'll try anyway. Nobody's getting this far into this video, but it's the thought that counts.
Hey, you never know, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody does, because to be honest, I am terrible at shilling my own shit. Absolutely horrible at it.
Yeah, Stabby's the same way. Yeah, no, that's been the joke with us. Like, dude, I didn't even know. The reason I found out was because I was like, Stabby, you're a fucking weirdo and you're pretty funny. You should have a channel. And he's like, oh, I do. Like, that's the only way I found out. Right. Oh, man. All right. Well, we should probably sign off. That's good shit.
Yeah. Shilled and everything. We're good.
Yeah. All right, peoples. Bye-bye.